Hi! Welcome to Saturday Night InSaNiTy. I'm all alone, apparently. They all left me! Holy crap, that's a huge thing of Reese Minis. Look at that shit. It's amazing. Awesome. So we're just waiting for Skinslip to get back. He had to run and take a random steaming dump, apparently. Actually, I have no idea where but you know, Skinslip likes to poop. A lot. There we go.
Had to work late. JL was wondering where you were.
Well, and on top of it all, my last call ran like a half an hour late, so I actually took a taxi home because I did not want to walk. Otherwise, I would still be walking right now.
Oh, God.
So now, I am on a quest for pizza.
At 12:24?
Yes.
Please let there be a pizza joint open, please.
I'm going to eliminate delivery. What do you got? Mambo!
Hit the live button. There we go. I don't know why that wasn't working. Weird.
Mambo Pizza.
Layout. Move video.
Whole hours. Oh, sweet. Mambo Pizza is open till 3 in the morning. Fucking A.
Oh,
They know their
dude.
customers.
Mambo Pizza, I love you.
I miss having pizza joints open that late. Everything closes by like 8 p.m. here. It's stupid. I hate small town living.
Mambo Pizza in Nanaimo. There we
Oh,
go.
by the way, guys, while we're starting out, since whoever's gonna see this, stop messaging anybody about whether SNI is gonna happen. Stop it. We don't know. Okay? You know who knows? The balding man right there, who's very pale, looking like a ghost. All right? He will know.
He's not balding.
I can't order online from them. Well, fuck you, Mambo Pizza. There's got to be another place that's open late. I want to call people and talk to them.
Try Domino's.
You're on a
They should
call
jump
right now.
until 1.
Yeah, the local
Domino's.
place Domino's. Oh, but it's 12:30. They may not do delivery after 12:30.
They don't deliver this late.
No.
It sucks.
But,
Alright.
Just come up and be like, listen, I just got off my shift. I'm tired, please. They're like, but I haven't even gotten off my shift.
Little George's. Oh, Little George's.
Come on, I'll share some of my pizza with you.
12 a.m.
But yeah, so don't message any of us. Don't come to the chat room and ask, because nobody fucking knows. You know who knows? He knows. We don't know any more than you. Trust me. He doesn't have a cell phone. We can't ask him.
Yes.
He's at work. He's incognito until he gets back. Sometimes he's able to check Facebook. Sometimes.
Yes. Sometimes.
And
It's
even
not
then,
something we can rely on, you know.
yeah, we can't rely on it. And even then, we don't use that time to talk about whether we're doing something later. We're planning to do something later. We just don't know when that is. So, for God's sakes, please.
9:30? What the fuck kind of pizza place closes at 9:30? You're not a real pizza place. Fuck you.
Look at my awesome chips, Sean.
Oh, what do you got?
Peppercini chips.
Ooh.
Did you get my
Pepperoni
Facebook message,
cheese.
Sean?
I did something about Montreal smoked meat Lay's.
It's a Canadian-only Lay's flavor.
Sweet. I'll have to check that out.
And if you have 4 flavors, and that's apparently the coolest one because it tastes like you're eating steak.
Okay, Panago. Panago's got to be open late. Where are you, Panago? Bullshit.
So you've got a place called Mambo's. Don't you also have a pizza joint called Alibaba's or something?
Yes. Ooh, Alibaba. How late is Alibaba open?
I mean, what is with these pizza restaurant names?
I wish there was more than one here.
Here they're named after, like,
I'm
ridiculously, offensively sounding, bad sounding,
Guido's Pizza.
stereotypical Italian names.
The worst part is they're run by those very stereotypes. And you love their pizza, and they're all lovely fucking people. And even though they're stereotyped, they're like, I love you and thank you for your delicious love bread.
Oh, come on, give me your hours, for fuck's sake.
I also
Why do you not post your hours on your website?
I have the evergreen Tapatio chips. I love so much. I also only have 2 pickups this week, if you believe that shit.
I only have one. One. I felt so bad all week because I'm like, I can't. There's nothing. There's just nothing on sale. The sales are dead. It's the dead part of the year where sales no longer
12.
exist.
God damn it.
Meanwhile, I'm ramping up for October when literally 50 releases are coming out.
Yeah, let's start panicking.
I'm not even gonna be able to afford them all. I'm
definitely not going to be able to afford them all.
For what? Oh,
All
October?
the Halloween releases, yeah.
October's got some crazy, crazy shit happening this year. I'm not going to be able to afford them all either. I'm going to go hungry for pizza? Hell yeah!
That's what was missing from the last chat.
But burps.
That particular burp.
Ah.
Oh my god, can I just see your fucking hours, please?
Man, it sure was fun watching Sean play video games on Twitch this week.
Yeah, I know.
Like he said he was going to.
That time when you
Shut
finished
up.
Killzone,
You
yeah,
just-
that was great when you finished Killzone.
You
And the time it got lost in that last level for 45 minutes.
You just all shut your pie holes.
Oh God, Bluto, why'd you have to remind me of that? The Army of Darkness is gonna be the hardest one to get because it's like $30.
It's 3 Blu-rays though. They just announced that.
It's worth it. It's just
I'm just saying that's cool. It's a 3
$30.
disc. It's not even coming with a DVD anymore. 3 Blu-rays. I'm guessing. My guess is there's both the theatrical and the director's cut commentaries.
And you know you want that slipcover. Son of a...
I got to I'm gonna pre-order that one from Screen Factory so I can get the poster too. True story. Evil Dead's rights are owned by Sam Raimi,
Awesome.
and he, I guess, is friends with Ed Morosky, the guy who runs Grindhouse Releasing. So rumor is that that's where the next Evil Dead will come out, and that it will, of course, if Grindhouse Releasing does it, it will be the definitive release. We will need no others after. Grindhouse Releasing is probably one of the best companies out there. They're also the most expensive.
Yeah.
But
Really
you're
want
paying,
that go beyond, but I had to
Soundtrack
prioritize
and
other
3 discs.
things this week.
Yeah.
I know. I had to
It's like $30,
prioritize other
man.
things. I know.
Crazy.
Oh, I know. I looked. I drooled. I cried.
And they have Cannibal Ferox and Cannibal Holocaust and Big Gun Down, which are all equally amazing, which is hilarious. They just keep making these great sets. In case anyone's curious, it's a 2
Never
Blu-ray
really
set plus
seen
soundtrack.
any of the cannibal movies.
And then I gotta buy an extra copy of Big Gun Down because I'm sending that to you. That's gonna be your Christmas present.
Yes. Looking forward to that.
One day.
So it's the Mambo special. This is going to be Mambo after all. They're the only ones who are open late.
I think I'm gonna unpack that package and literally pack Rosie her own box. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And address it to Rosie.
She will love you for that.
Of course she will.
She gets so sad when I get a package and it's all stuff for me.
And I'll send it first, so you'll be forced to do her unboxing before you ever get to yours.
Yeah. Her little shoulders slump.
Oh, it's so sad.
She just goes and like sits on the couch. Like, oh. I have to explain to her. I say, sweetie, it's stuff I ordered for me from Amazon. It's not like someone's being mean to you.
Yeah.
I did all her birthday shopping on Amazon. Most of the stuff I was going to get was going to be from Toys R Us anyway, and Amazon had better prices. So, Yes. And I took advantage of their gift wrapping service. So all that money I saved on shipping, I spent on gift wrapping.
almost all of my stuff is on Amazon.
Yeah. But, yeah, she's finally getting Lego, which is long overdue. So, just got her a big fucking tub of Lego.
It's about fucking time.
Big yellow brick, just the Lego classic, nothing fancy, just a big box of pieces. So
but you should
build whatever the fuck she wants.
You should buy her some of those cool Marvel sets so you can also play with the minifigures when she's not home.
Maybe all in good time. But for now, just good old-fashioned Lego.
You can start with the small sets, too. They have like little sets of like 1 or 2 minifigs and stuff. That way you can do small, get a bunch of little dudes for her to play with so she can go and like habitate them with people, you know? Don't get those fucking girly Legos. Fuck those goddamn dysmorphic bodies. If it doesn't have Lego people in it, it's not worth buying. The pieces are cool, but I hate those little minifigures. The whole point about Legos is that they're not defined by race or sex. But then they start making them girls and boys, but I mean they're all the same color, so.
Yeah.
Which game should Sean play this week? Dad, you're such a troll. I'm gonna vote for this because keep in mind, guys, if you vote and then leave, your vote goes away. I don't know why it does that, but it does that.
Don't leave ever.
Sometimes when you come back, it puts your vote back in. Sometimes it doesn't.
Usually doesn't.
Why is this on a pizza place? This is a pita place, not pizza. Pita.
When we were watching Born to be Wild, Bluto left and came back. I saw it go down and go up, so I know it's done at least. It does happen occasionally. I know it. Sometime he went out, came back, and it didn't go back up, and I was like, huh. I wonder what the threshold is for. You know, we should just record it, call it a day, but whatever. Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas.
All the Fallouts.
And then Killzone at the bottom.
Is there actually a poll? Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Fallout. So you'd like me to play some Fallout, would you?
No, I want you to finish Killzone, for God's sake.
You know, I could replay Fallout 3 on the PS3 to start a new game.
Yeah.
And then we could just all laugh as it crashes.
Why did you play it the first
repeatedly.
God.
It happens on the PC too. Which way did you play it the first time? Did you play it as the good character or the bad character?
Oh no, I was a good character. I was so diplomatic it was sick.
Well, this time then you have to do it being a dickhead.
Be a complete dick.
I was completely ambivalent because I'd be nice to some people and murder other people just kind of randomly. Like, oh, I don't like your hat. Like, that was like stupid reasons why I didn't want to help people. I killed this one sheriff, or I killed this guy who was like terrorizing town, and the townspeople hated me for it, so I blew up their town with a nuke. I was like, fuck you.
Oh, was that? Did you blow up Megaton?
Yeah.
Like, that's like the central hub of the game.
They were trying to kill me, and they wouldn't let me get back in the town, so I said, fuck you.
Okay.
So I nuked them all.
When I get back in this town, you're all dead.
But then I would help people, you know, I would do good deeds. It's just like,
You actually have New Vegas, Sean?
Yeah, I do. I have not played it yet. No, I have not.
That would also be a good one. Like do both of them before, when Fallout 4 comes out. Because you probably won't be able to afford Fallout 4 when it comes out. But,
well, and plus I'll need a PS4 to play it on. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should tell your video, Fallout 4 prequel, Fallout 3 playthrough.
Oh, Pizza Hut. Is Pizza Hut open? Pizza Hut and nothing but. Oh my God! What a gaudy website.
Wow! I can see your colors in pink.
Blazing red.
Your face turned pink so quick. It was crazy. You're bathed in light.
God, by the time I pick a pizza place, they're all going to be closed. No. Must be positive.
Just call the other one that's open until 3.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. But
Pizza the Hut.
they're also expensive, so
don't order a lot.
Yeah.
Or order a lot. I don't know. I don't know what the plan here is. Just do something.
Get what you want.
Get
Oh,
what
we
you
now
get.
have 4-2 for Fallout New Vegas.
12 a.m. Just fuck everything. Fuck all you pizza places. You all suck. Fuck you, Mambo, for not having web ordering. Fuck all you other places for closing at noon. Ugh. Hate you all.
Banks of pizza restaurants.
It's bullshit. Like, what pizza place closes at 9:30 on a Saturday night?
Pizza
You know?
place that's not going to be around very long.
No, Sean,
Yeah.
now look at your area. You just talked about like 5 pizza places. I wonder why the one of them isn't open late. Because there's like 7 other alternatives. And only one of them's open even later because they're smart.
Now, have you checked the Domino's?
Yeah, I don't need to check Domino's. I know they're closed. I live right next door to them. They were closed when we drove by in the taxi.
Damn.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't live in New York City.
Or
You're in New York
fuck-
City,
or just-
just like,
Or does
whatever.
fucking Victoria, where I used to live, because they have a bunch of places that are open late. Like, tons. Oh, well.
I need to stop eating. Jesus Christ. Those chips are so fucking good. I ate those chips for breakfast this morning. That's how good they were.
I had Taco Bell, and now I feel all logy.
There's a few Doritos left. Um,
I ate total crap today. Holy crap! Now that I think about it, yeah. Like
I mean, I ate-
pizza rolls.
I had
and then I
delicious
ate Taco
grilled
Bell.
turkey. I had fresh grilled turkey from the grill with grilled onions and broccoli.
grill.
And I had macaroni salad, and I had like a real healthy dinner. But then, like, you know, I ate chips for breakfast. So
Pluto has an industrious solution. Eat a can of tuna.
Anybody is wondering. I do have tuna. I could make tuna sandwiches. I might just do that.
If you're gonna go with tuna, you might as well just make a tuna melt, man. Make a couple of tuna melts.
do a grilled cheese with some tuna. Call it a day. Sounds perfect.
Possibility. That would involve cooking. I'm lazy.
Barely cooking.
Yeah, it's not much.
The cooking I do, like that's the most cooking I'm willing to do is like grill some cheese up, grill cheese up or whatever. Shit's easy. Cook it, don't burn it, done. You can't even undercook it. It's just like, well, it's warm at least. Yeah.
That makeup chick says, "I'm with Sean. Fuck everyone."
There you go. Here.
So
I could go next door to Max and get some pizza pops.
Ah.
Or burritos. Mind you, I had burritos last night.
well, you could get. No, that wouldn't. No, never mind. I was gonna say just get a frozen pizza, but no, they probably don't have frozen.
At Max? Well, they might. I don't
But
think
then-
so.
It's the same as having a fucking pizza pocket at that point. It's literally the same kind of.
But you could put like regular pizza toppings on
if
it.
he has them on hand.
If I had them, but
Yeah.
my little one loves pepperoni and ate all my pizza pepperoni. It's all gone.
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her
the same
either.
thing.
It is awesome.
Jay Torrance asked if I was getting the Arrow Videodrome release, and my answer is no. And here's why: the short films that are contained on, the only one I don't need is the Down the Drain short film. The only one I need is Down the Drain. I'm not going to spend $650 freaking dollars to import a Blu-ray set for one goddamn special feature. All the other special features are, except for the 2 Arrow exclusive interviews. Whoop-de-doo! Can be found on the Criterion release, Fast Company Blu-ray from the Criterion release of Videodrome, the Scanners release, and Fast Company on Blu-ray from Blue Underground. You'll have all the short films and all the other special features. That's why, and I have all that other shit, so I just didn't feel like double dipping.
Jay Torrance mentions that The Fifth Element and Leon the Professional are getting 4K remasters. And yeah, I know, and it pisses me off because I just bought it.
Yeah. Wait a minute, hold a second. What's wrong with The Fifth Element? The first release was garbage. The new one is fantastic. It's like reference quality.
They're doing a thing. They're doing this new series called the Supreme Cinema series. That Bram Stoker's Dracula's coming out. It's the first one. Leon and Fifth Element are the next ones because they're just the movie on the one disc, and all the special features will be on separate Blu-rays now.
Oh, so it'll be a microscopically higher bit rate. Yeah, sorry, not enough for me to double dip. Come on.
Now, I'll double dip on the Leon one because the transfer on the Leon's okay, but if it looks better, I'll buy it. You know.
I haven't watched it yet.
Like ever?
I mean, I've seen it many times. I love it. It's like one of my favorite Luc Besson movies.
Yeah, Professional makes me cry every time, man. Every time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic.
Goddamn, just
like this if you cry every time.
Beautiful movie. And Gary Oldman is so fucking scary in that movie.
Everybody! I'm like, holy crap. Apparently he just put all his gusto into it.
Yeah. No, he was...
Gary Oldman duology.
Oh yeah, he's in...
yeah, I guess it is.
Now check and see if he's in The Messenger Story of Joan of Arc. That was
I think The Fifth Element was the first thing I saw Gary Oldman in, but The Professional was the one I really remembered him from.
Leon, I saw him first in Leon, actually.
He was like, in Leon, he was like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas level scary.
He was like, what's his face from Bad Lieutenant?
Funny how?
Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel, yeah.
Oh, I still haven't seen Bad Lieutenant.
Oh my god, the crying, you'll, oh my god.
The field!
Like that. Oh god, it's brilliant.
Are we talking about the Keitel cry?
Yes, the Keitel cry, yes.
Yay!
Yes, it's so fucking amazing in that movie. It's a really great movie. I want to get that one too.
Awesome. Oh, you've never seen it, Duncan? Duncan's never seen Leon. Yeah, you need to see Leon, Duncan. And make sure you see the Leon version, not just the Professional version, because the Leon version is the director's cut, and it's vastly superior.
To be fair, that those 10 minutes in the middle, they do strengthen the characters. Like, I saw the American cut first, and it still made me cry. So I mean,
absolutely. But I loved in the director's cut. I loved that we got to see a lot of the stuff they did, like when he was training her and stuff like that.
The building of their emotional bonds.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
It adds a lot more. Yeah.
Something out. He says all of Sony's new releases for their Supreme Cinema series star Gary Oldman.
Oh, really?
All 3 of them.
Might as well call it the Gary Oldman collection.
Yes!
Supreme Gary Oldman. Supreme Gary Oldman collection.
The Supreme Gary Oldman collection. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's great.
This so happens.
The makeup chick says, Not a Bing pizza is open, Zernizrak. Simon hit the internet determined to feed you.
Very nice.
All right, but do they have web ordering? That's the question. Hang on. Not a Bing. Not a Bing.
What is with these names? Not a
Never
Bing.
heard of them. Bada Bing. Bada Bing pizza. Bada Bing Nanaimo. This page is not available. What the fuck, really?
What?
Hey, apparently they're out of business. I think. Let me see. They have a Twitter. Hold on.
With a name like that.
Oh my god. Okay, their last tweet was in 2011.
Okay, yeah. That company no longer exists on the internet.
Yeah, they're gone.
Even
Sorry.
if they exist, they have no web presence. So that's what you wanted.
Exactly.
Call that number up and somebody's going to be like, oh, hello?
I get some bada bing pizza. Hey.
So did you get any pickups, Sean?
Huh?
Did you get any pickups this week?
Did I?
Okay then.
I ordered a shit ton of stuff online, but
So I guess if Justin goes first. We should just do this real quick while you do.
let me just get things with which to make tuna sandwiches. I'll be right back.
Did that show? I don't think that show. I did a video about it though, so it probably doesn't matter. All right.
Oh my God,
Oh,
Neo
guys.
Kiba! I want to eat it. Hold on. So Neo Akiba says that in Melbourne they have hundreds of hipster pizza restaurants with stupid names. I want to eat at all 100 of these hipster pizza restaurants. 'Cause guess
What is this hipster crap taking over the world?
I don't
Speaking
hear.
as somebody who lives in Portland.
Speaking of someone who's also a hipster.
Are you
Film.
saying I'm a hipster, sir?
A film, yeah.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah. I thought
So, at the local hipster place to shop, Winco. Winco is like the cheapest place, the cheapest like grocery store in the area. I discovered that they have a $5 bin for Blu-rays.
Oh,
And I
beautiful.
picked up Juno here.
Nice.
This has the digital copy, the DVD, and the Blu-ray.
I think
And
I
it
had the DVD
came,
with that edition.
it came with this as well.
What
I
is
have
it?
no idea why. It looks like an iPod cover thing.
Does it not say on the back? Oh, it is an
You
iPod
put
cover.
on
You
the
can see the
iPod
you can
cover?
see the logo. All right. It's for an iPod. That's silly. Those were a thing back then, right? Before our phones
Those were
took
a thing
place.
back then.
Yeah, our phones took place. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And then again for $5 with this one off of Amazon. Truman Show.
Yay.
I was never really like a huge fan of this, but watched it a few times over the years. It grew on me, so I figured, why the hell not?
And that film is better than EdTV, but EdTV is better at predicting the future. So it's kind
Fuck it, DV. That movie's horrible.
You haven't seen it in a decade, you shush. As an adult, it's a pretty. Having watched it, it's actually a decent little film. It's not great, but better than I remember it. It's also really prophetic. It's kind of crazy.
Talk about a can of tuna.
I mean,
This is the Tuna Show.
Idiocracy. And then my pickups are Sergio Martino's late career film Cut Man, which is an action drama, like a cash in for Rocky, but different. And it
That movie looks amazing. Look at that cover. Look at that art.
It has
As Ernest Borgnine sold.
Yep. So I guess it's like professional boxers having problems making ends meet, and so he joins the legal fighting ring. So totally 90s. It sounds awesome. And then last but not least, Wizards on Blu-ray in digibook form.
That's a great digibook. I love it.
And I already read the whole thing. Looked at I shat and like stared at the picture for long minutes. I did. I took it with me. I took a shit.
You spoke about it lovingly. That's what got me.
That's because it's beautiful. It's absolutely
I
beautiful.
shat and I read this.
Because look, in the bathroom is the only place I get peace. I don't have a door. I had nothing. I had two open gaps in my room, so I don't have any real privacy, right? So just having the fact that I can close the door and lock it, no one can bother me, right? It's just I can take my fucking time. So my shits take forever, not because I'm shitting forever, because I'm reading books, because no one was bothering me. So I stared at like every page for a few minutes and just gathered in all the details.
Look at that tuna. Aren't you glad that there's not a huge tuna scandal going on right now?
I don't know. I could eat a lot of dolphin right now.
I hate you. Holy crap.
There's DNR. There's Truman Show. Blu-ray is stretched as fuck and has egregious DNR. Well, it was $5. I don't give a fuck.
Oh wow!
I got it for $5.
Oh, Jack, you are the biggest perfectionist, I swear.
Yes,
Learn to accept that it's okay for things to be just okay sometimes. They don't have to be complete perfection every time.
Yeah.
I would love for them to be complete.
And the next time you bitch,
of course.
the next time you bitch about a Scream Factory release, remember these are B titles from the '80s. You're expecting perfection from a movie that was never going to be perfect to begin with. You know.
Yeah.
It's not going to be given the budget to get a perfect release. It just isn't.
The one that's for me that's been like, well, that sucks, but I'm going to end up buying it anyways. Is Dead Man. I fucking love the movie.
Which one?
But it's Dead Man.
Dead Man. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Jim Jarmusch movie starring Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
Like a West
And
right here. I have it right here.
Totally fucked up that Blu-ray. Just completely and totally. The aspect ratio is all wrong.
Oh,
It's
really?
DNR. It's not really good, very good.
It's from masters from the company.
Yeah, it's not necessarily their fault, but it's not a great release. But I'm going to end up getting it anyways because I love that movie, and it's probably not going to get another release.
I hate it. I'll just send it to you. So.
You hate it? You're going to send it to me?
Yeah.
All right. At least
awesome.
a loving home.
I'd rather go to someone who loves it than me.
Better than being with
myself.
someone who hates it, you know.
Yeah,
So.
I shouldn't say I hate it. I greatly dislike it. I felt the film was like, it's like an oblong box. It's really hard to get a grasp on it. It's just I don't know.
Oh, it's like a big deluxe edition of some kind?
No. I'm saying it is that it is an awkward film and hard to understand and wrap your brain around because it's like an oblong box. You're trying to hold on to it, and it's like
the film
weird.
itself.
Yeah. So, and it's cropped. It's 1.78 cropped from 1.85, so you're actually not losing too much information on that.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
But you're still losing something.
I don't mind.
Yeah. I agree.
Well,
I
hold
don't
on.
like it either. I hate it too.
We've discussed this before. You may be losing some, or you may actually be gaining some because they may have slightly opened up the mat to accommodate the aspect ratio.
Yeah, but we're both those people who want to see it how it's intended to be seen.
I know. Whatever.
Now, if Jarmusch said this is how I want it to be seen, I'm like, okay, all right, fine. It's your fucking movie, you know? I may not agree with it, but it's your movie. I can't do anything about it, sadly. Just not buy it.
I'd love to see that as a criterion.
You know, it's worthy of a criterion. It's a beautiful movie. I didn't like it, you know?
I approve of the way you make tuna sandwiches, sir.
Thank you.
Piles of tuna, yeah.
One can equals 2 sandwiches.
I usually do 1 can and 3 sandwiches because I have more void to fill. I don't know. Bread. It's the same concept, though. I ate a whole fucking can at once, so, you know.
It's good.
I only ever get 2.5 sandwiches.
And I used
Yeah, it's true. It is
Hellman's
like 2.5.
real mayonnaise.
I don't like Hellman's. I
And,
prefer Miracle Whip, personally.
Oh, fucking...
Yeah, everyone either... It's like either mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, just how it goes. Or neither. I'm sure there's people that are neither.
I prefer Best Foods.
Yeah, whatever.
Which is exactly the same thing as Hellman's. It's just, it's the same brand, a completely different name. That's what it is.
I'm just so goddamn hungry, I'm not being too picky. Like, fuck it, tuna sandwiches. Something I can make while I'm here.
And it took you like all of 8 minutes total.
Exactly.
You could take this video now and you can just fucking
tuna
put music. No, you just put music to it, and it's just like 5 minutes of you making a tuna sandwich. And that's it.
I could, because the camera was on me the whole time, so now that's the focus of the video.
Yep.
Here we go. And that is a fucking tuna sandwich right there, folks.
You sounded like Ricky. That's a fucking tuna sandwich right there.
We say
Good kind. $8.
Good kind, $8. $8 per can. Oh God, I can't wait until it gets that bad.
Tuna's still pretty cheap though.
Just wait for the next tuna scandal.
God damn it.
picketing in the streets. We want cheap tuna. We want cheap tuna.
I just pulled this out. Okay, so I have a bag of Jolly Ranchers, and I just pulled this out without a wrapper.
Mmm. Lovely.
I never eat those.
No.
Paranoia. There we go.
Your paranoia serves you well.
Oh, cool. Commander Shepard picked up the Doctor Who 50th Anniversary original soundtrack, which has 4 CDs. Oh, there you go. Duncan says they make tuna sandwiches the same way in jolly old Britain.
Well, that's good to know. That some things stay the same no matter where you go.
There's only one right way to eat a fucking tuna sandwich. You pile it on, you put some bread on, you squish it, and you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Don't skimp on the tuna. What are you, a restaurant?
Like, what are you, Subway?
Yeah, I know. Seriously, fuck that thin layer of tuna.
We're only allowed to put 4 scoops. Fuck your 4 scoops.
Well, guess
Ludo's.
what? Put a 5th one.
Ludo says, don't be shitting Miracle Whip. It was created in my hometown of Salem, Illinois. I realize it's a salad dressing and not mayo, but it works better as mayo and sucks as salad dressing.
It is actually marketed as both those things, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's just oil.
I actually like it on like cold cut sandwiches.
Yeah. You can also make casseroles with it instead of using mayonnaise if you want something a little less oily or a little less greasy, you know. Just how it goes. That's what my family is. I grew up on Miracle Whip, which is what I prefer.
Miracle Whip is the poor people food.
It's poor white people food for goddamn sure. Wonder Bread and Miracle Whip. That's my generation. That's my wage gap right there. The wage gap is filled with Miracle Whip and Wonder Bread.
And Makeup Check says we eat the same way. That's why I make tuna sandwiches that way. I grew up in the Empire. It's the Empire way of making them.
Trash can.
The dark side? What'd you say? Speaking of the dark side, man, that was...
Come to the dark side. We have tuna sandwiches.
Speaking of the dark side, got to see the first look at Drew Struzan's poster for the new Star Wars movie today.
Oh, yeah. One of the new. There's gonna be a bunch apparently.
The one in which Han Solo looks very confused.
And old.
And old. Like, where am I? What's going on?
I'm home, I think. Is this home? I don't remember. What's home, Chewie? That's the next shot, right? He has Alzheimer's. It's going to be a one big parable about mental illness. Notice that the black guy has a lightsaber on the poster?
Black Jedi.
Yes. Yeah.
Black Jedi.
Okay, we had Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Before this, but...
Second Black Jedi.
The first Black Jedi under 30. That's a true statement, in fact.
Yeah, that's one I'm looking forward to. Jack just mentioned, says the new restored Spartacus looks to be a huge improvement. Yeah, that's one I definitely want to get. I don't have the edition.
I'm Spartacus.
I am DNR to hell. I am DNR to hell.
That Spartacus got a Diamond Lux edition, right? I think.
I don't know.
Is that one that got? Is that getting? They need more Diamond Lux editions or Neopacks, whatever they want to call them. But
oh, I didn't know that. Commander Shepard says the 50th anniversary Doctor Who soundtrack thing that we got here was the 2-disc version. The European version is the 4-disc. So you have to import it if you want the 4-disc.
Of course, because that's where all things Doctor Who are better.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
Just like anime in Japan. Yeah.
Pluto, I'm Spartacus? What?
Apparently I made that makeup chick hungry because now she has to go eat.
I'm going to smoke some weed.
I
gotta turn my volume down so I can try to keep my voice down.
Devouring that tuna.
So good.
Did you know that
I'm almost done.
that the tuna that we get in the can is actually, or can actually be safer than the tuna that you get in the pouch?
Tuna that you get in the crotch? What?
Pouch.
Because the tuna they put in the can is typically from the smaller tunas.
Uh-huh.
And the smaller tunas typically have a lot less mercury in them than the larger tunas. The stuff that they put in the pouches is usually the bigger tuna because those are the more expensive tuna.
You don't need a can of tuna in a day. You should be good.
And
or a pouch of tuna a day.
The bigger tuna tends to have more mercury in it. So that's one example of where eating the cheapest thing on the market is actually healthier for you.
What do you mean tuna in the pouch?
They have it in pouches, dude. I guess you guys don't get that.
Like this, except for smaller.
I only ever see it in cans here.
Wow. Well,
only ever.
Nothing to worry about.
Good.
Like, just don't get the stuff that says white albacore. That stuff is the mercury-laden tuna.
The high mercury content. No, you can eat that stuff. You just don't eat that stuff every day.
Yeah. Exactly.
You treat yourself with some white albacore. That's
treat yourself.
Treat yourself. All right. I don't know what I'm eating, but it's good.
It's probably normal. The albacore is a little bit more expensive, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you probably got the normal tuna, like everyone else.
From what I saw,
or something.
From what I saw, it's
tuna 101.
Your tuna's a little too pink to be the albacore.
For being on at 1 a.m., we have 15 viewers. That's pretty good.
I know. Well, we have a lot of viewers over on the other side of the pond, so this is a great time for all of them.
Yep. You need to turn your camera up a little bit more. When you lean back, your face gets cut off. Turn the camera up a little bit more, yeah.
Tuna 101. The things you learn on Sean's chat.
All right.
Frame better. You want like this much headroom on top of your image.
He did. Leave him alone.
This is good, right?
No, like this. See? Framing, it's important.
Like this?
No, stop being stout, man.
So like this?
See? Yeah. Dick.
So they want to see as much of my window as they can, right? The sheet?
That's right. That's the focal point.
Jay Torrance says, I prefer the tuna with the dolphin on the can. And I said, I prefer the one with the dolphin, because yummy, yummy dolphin. Dolphin's expensive, man, because it's illegal to fish them, I guess. Now they're, like, very prevalent in the sea. I don't see why. We can't breed them like cows. Yes, they're intelligent, but they're not as intelligent as us, so fuck them. That's how it works. Get smarter.
Oh, Duncan was asking if it was the Doctor Who one again, if it was a soundtrack for a specific series. And Commander Shepard said it's actually all of the classic series and up to before Day of the Doctor. So it's not everything ever, because that would be 150 CDs. But it's, like a nice best of collection of notable music from over the years. And I'm pretty sure one of those discs is all Crumhorn.
Let's just ask if they have any of the Crumhorn themes, because nobody likes them.
No.
You know who likes Crumhorn enthusiasts? Engineers. Those assholes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't have a preference on tuna brands. I just eat the tuna that's on sale.
Skipjack. Oh yeah, Duncan was saying skipjack is his favorite. Well, that's a type of tuna.
Yeah, chicken in the sea is what is usually cheap for me, but that's just my area.
Sometimes it's star-kissed, sometimes it's chicken in the sea.
Well, no, skipjack isn't a brand, is what I'm saying. It's
no.
It's a breed of tuna.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I don't give it when it's ground up into the gruel of shredded tuna. I don't give a shit what it is. I'm just gonna eat
one thing I always get too is I don't get the flaked. I get the chunk.
Always chunk.
Yeah, you get the
chunk.
chunk.
Or shredded, no flake. No flake.
Yeah, because flake it's too mushy. I find.
Flake is good if you're gonna add it to a casserole, but not for like a sandwich. Because when you spread it out, it's different,
And also packed in water, not packed in oil.
Always. There's literally no reason to get the oil. Ugh. Oil. That one with oil is so bad for you. So bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, nice. Jack says he's only been watching Twin Peaks for the past few weeks or so, and then it's on to the 16 Criterion Blu-rays.
Very nice.
Awesome.
What was that late show we were watching, Brandon?
I need to pick up Twin Peaks on
We're
the
watching a late show episode from the
The Late Show with Tom Snyder.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking love Tom Snyder.
And he had David Lynch on.
Oh,
He
yeah?
was talking about his work on Twin Peaks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he said some of the craziest. I mean, you see this every now and then when you look at interviews from David Lynch. He will go off on the weirdest fucking tangents about the craziest fucking shit.
He's a little strange.
Oh, is that what you were going on about?
Yeah.
Stout started posting random David Lynch quotes in our private chat a little while ago. I was wondering, where did this come from? Like, where are you watching this David Lynch interview?
He also interviewed George Carlin. It was a really good episode, actually.
It was a really great.
Wow, that sounds pretty awesome, actually.
YouTube.
Nice.
Tom Snyder, Carlin, Lynch. You find it.
Sweet. I'll have to check that out. Sounds awesome.
I'll pull it on my history in a little bit.
Yeah, what was it? There was something you quoted, Stout. I don't know if you remember. It was something about he just started talking about he saw a woman walking in the street and then she turned and peed or something.
It was just fucking weird. It was about a dream that he had.
It was a dream. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the woman just. Yeah, if that's your dream, then what the fuck is wrong with you? God damn it.
Dude, have you seen Eraserhead?
I have not.
It explains so much.
Really? Oh my god, I want to be there when you see Eraserhead for the first time.
It's on my list to pick up after I get David Fincher's The Game and a few other titles from Criterion. I have some other stuff prioritized Criterion-wise. So.
Alright, well you let me know. So we're going to have to watch that. I want to watch you watching that.
I'm pretty sure I won't be nearly as shocked as I would have been, say, 10 years ago.
No, probably not. I mean, you're pretty jaded now, but...
I don't know, but jade is the word. I think I'm more broad of appreciation. I don't know.
I'm sure there will be... Oh, no, I think you'll be very impressed with a lot of it, but also there will be a lot of, what the fuck?
No,
what the fuck is going on?
I've seen Mulholland Drive a few times, and I've seen Dune. I don't like Dune.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I didn't like the books. I tried.
Wow.
I tried multiple times, man.
I like Dune a lot. Dune actually grew on me more over the years.
I decided to read it at 65 again. If I make it to 65, I decided that's the year I'm gonna try to read Dune again. I've tried every 20 years so far. When I was 20, I'm gonna try again. I'm actually gonna try when I'm 40. Also,
Dune is. I mean, it's a meaty read, no question.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of. It's not really action packed, but there's a lot of.
7 years from now, that's when I'll try again.
Stuff happens in it.
I'm definitely gonna read the book before I watch the movie ever again. I've decided that clearly I don't know enough about the book to understand the movie really. So.
What helped me with the original movie was seeing the non-Lynch cut, which is the 2-part miniseries version. And the reason being, it's even though it's like dramatically.
Sci-Fi Dune?
No, not that one. There's an extended cut of the theatrical movie that's about 40 minutes longer, but it contains a lot of. Blade Runner-esque narration.
So, is that the 2-disc steelbook that came out?
Yes, it has both cuts.
I plan to pick that up someday just to have.
It's the only DVD release of
the alternate
cut that I'm aware of.
I believe that's true. Yeah.
It's like a 200-minute cut, so it's about an hour.
I've just never really enjoyed the movie, but I would really like to.
But
Oh, there it is. Oh, there's the quotes in the chat, by the way.
Well, I was going to say,
David Lynch.
It does not fucking suck, Jack. Shut up.
It sucks a bit harsh. I didn't think it sucked. I just didn't like it.
No, I can understand that. I mean, I don't think it's a bad film. I mean, he tried very hard to be very faithful to the books. The problem is they're very dense books. with a lot of stuff going on. So yes, there were some changes made, as there always are whenever something is adapted. But in terms of the visual style and the feel of it, I mean, I think he nailed it. I mean, it's Dune.
I saw the first part of the Dune miniseries.
Okay.
I was not interested enough to continue, but this was also when it aired. So
what I was going to say is the miniseries version added a narrator who explained a lot of the backstory and a lot of the politics and things like that. So watching that version, even though dramatically it's nowhere near as good as the theatrical cut, in terms of just understanding the world it's set in and everything that's going on, I found it very useful. And in seeing that version, going back to the theatrical version, I'm able to appreciate it a lot more. It's like, oh, now I know what's going on. Now I get what this means and that means, what they're referring to there. And then the Sci-Fi Channel miniseries, the only version I've seen of that was the director's cut. They had an original broadcast version, and then they put out the director's cut.
Right. My dad has the DVDs.
Yeah, and
they're out of print, so they're hard to find. So.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it a lot. It's a very different kind of take. The visual style of it is quite different, but also quite good, I think. They went almost for like an opera style, where they would use like huge cloth backdrops for the scenery and such.
I thought that stuff was really well done. As a kid, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you I noticed anything.
No,
I was a teenager or early adult. Young adult.
It's very well done. And then it's just a longer telling of the story. And again, some creative license was taken with some of the aspects of it. But for the most part, it's very faithful. And I really liked the guy they got to play Paul in that. I thought he was a really great actor. And then they did the sequel, Children of Dune, which actually adapts the second and third books, which had never been adapted before. And we have James McAvoy as Paul's son in it. And that was the first thing I ever saw James McAvoy in, and damn, he was good. He was really good in that. But I really enjoyed the world of Dune.
I remember that Dune, the sci-fi miniseries, was of higher production quality than the standard sci-fi show, and I was.
Oh, it was.
You could see the difference. In movies, I mean, it was like, wow, it's really well done. But
there was a few reasons for that. It was basically they kind of took their budgetary limitations and did some really creative things with it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of CG and stuff, but going with the gigantic backdrops and almost treating it as a stage play. In terms of the production side of it, I think really helped because it allowed them to have a much bigger visual scape to work with.
Yeah, they didn't have to actually film in the desert, which is a nigh impossible feat, by the way.
Yeah, but then on top of
goddamn miracle, put it that way.
But then on top of that, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the cinematographer for that miniseries was Vittorio Storaro.
Ah, the notoriously now crazy cinematographer, yeah. He also did For the Crystal Plumage, which is right. Yep.
He did a lot of Argento stuff. I think he did Suspiria as well.
Out of print, by the way. Pretty.
Oh, really? Bird of the Crystal Plumage?
Oh, yeah. Long out of print.
I waited way too long to rebuild my...
You can pick up the Argento Blu-ray trilogy, and I think that has it in there, but it's not it's just the same disc. It's just not the limited edition set. Or not the out-of-print set, so it's the same movie.
Yeah. So Jack was just saying he's only seen the theatrical cut of Dune, so maybe like the longer version better. As I said, I mean it was the longer version, even though, like as I say, directorially it is vastly inferior to the theatrical cut. But it was the longer version that made me just appreciate Dune as a world and sci-fi saga a lot more, simply because it explained things more clearly.
Yeah.
Having that understanding really made a difference for me.
And to be fair, like political intrigue has never been my strong suits of interest,
It isn't usually with me either. It depends what it is, though. Like certain ones I do like. I
like it in board games. That's about it.
Like for example, well, I mean, fucking Star Trek. Star Trek, there's tons of political intrigue.
But there's just enough action and enough sexiness and enough.
Nah, that's true. That's true.
Like I get that. When there's enough of the balance, I'm cool with it.
Well, a good example would be The Manchurian Candidate.
Never seen it.
Really good movie, and not my usual thing that I go for.
I assume you're talking about the original one, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen it? No, I think I have seen the remake. That's how memorable it was. I can't remember if I've seen it.
Yeah. I hear it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, love Denzel, but I had some issues with the remake because they took some of the core concepts of the original and turned them on their ear in ways that I thought were stupid. It just wasn't as powerful as the original, to be honest.
Yeah, Jay Torrance has got a point. That's the biggest problem I have with Storaro also, is he reframed Bird of the Crystal Plumage and Apocalypse now 2.40, which was not the original intended aspect ratio, and because he's like this Storaro vision crap that he's pushing.
Storaro vision.
That's why earlier I was saying he was a little nutty. Because he's like, stop that. Stop.
Speaking of nutty, I found that quote.
Yeah.
Oh, you found the quote
from David Lynch in the chat.
The Lynch quote?
Google
okay.
chat.
What was it?
Right there, read it.
Oh, hold on a second. I'll find it.
Read it in your best David Lynch impression.
You want me to read it?
Do your best David Lynch.
It's going to suck, but that's okay. Let's do it.
I saw a woman in a backyard, and she was squawking like a chicken. Oh, fuck. How was that?
That was fucking brilliant. You killed him. Brandon.
Loud. Oh God. Oh
my God. I shit you not, he said that.
That was the best bad Lynch impression I've ever heard.
Thank you.
It was bad, but it was hilariously bad.
Yes, has to be bad in a good way.
Oh yeah, perfect. You should be in an epic rap battle, and you should beat him. That's the kind of impression you gave,
man. Need to wear a wig of like sticky uppy hair.
Just get a big fucking wig and just put it on.
Yeah, when we get around to playing Twin Peaks, he plays a recurring character in that who's just hilarious.
Oh great! I can't wait to see that. We need to watch it.
We gotta get on that soon. Let's make that happen.
We gotta get Trailer Park Boys done first. We're almost done with that.
We'll do Trailer Park Boys and then
then go right into Twin Peaks.
Right into Twin Peaks, fucking A. So let's all invest in the Blu-ray sets, so we'll all be ready.
Twin Peaks. It'll be Twin Peaks Tuesday instead of Trailer Park Tuesday.
There you go. That
Nothing
works.
Actually changes.
Yeah. All about the Tuesdays. Bluto says, Zero Nice Rector has David Lynch. There's your highlight around the 56 to 58 minute mark.
That was pretty accurate. I'm not gonna lie.
It was pretty awesome.
It was better than I was expecting.
Off subject, but what is your thoughts on Silent Hills PT? Well, it would be nice if they were actually going to do it. I don't have a PS4, so I didn't get to play it, but I did see a few playthroughs of it, some of which had really annoying people doing commentary. Yeah, but I liked what I saw. I mean, it looked, very visually creepy, and it was gonna have fucking Daryl from Walking Dead in it, and collaboration between some entertainment heavyweights, and then Konami just fucked everybody over and said, "Fuck you, everybody. We're Konami, so fuck you."
Dude,
that's what Konami does.
You hear about the inside corporate culture of Konami? Every 3 months they made you change your email address. an email address had to be a random series of 8 numbers.
Well then.
This month I'm 8678394 at Konami.com or wherever.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
That's one of the problems. They had a whole bunch of other issues. That company is just in free fall.
There you go. Neo Akiba says it was amazing. PT was the scariest thing I have played in a while.
It was a scary game to watch, man.
I'm pretty sure that somebody actually made like a remake of PT for those who can't play it anymore. So like you can actually find it for the PC.
Well, Jack says the extended edition of the final Hobbit movie is supposedly rated R. Nothing like R-rated adaptations of children's novels.
Lord of the Rings is not children's novel. Oh yeah, how about it is though?
Yeah.
It's just violence. Whatever.
It'd be for violence. And it is Peter Jackson. He does love his violence.
He loves to decapitate trolls.
Yeah. But I mean, technically speaking, it will be unrated. So.
Yeah. Except they're screening it in theaters, so it actually had to get a rating. That's why it's rated R. But,
oh, really? Interesting. Well, I mean, to be fair, that was the darkest chapter of the Hobbit trilogy by far. I mean, there's a lot of dark shit that goes on in that one.
Rated R for radicals.
I don't think it would probably be a pretty soft R.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably people are like, really? This should have been PG. Probably a lot of people will say it should have been PG-13. I bet.
Yeah, I can't see it being that much more.
I don't
intense.
imagine there's boobs. I don't imagine there's like guts or anything.
No, it'll be the black blood of orcs being spilled.
Maybe someone's spine gets ripped out or something. Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that. Finally having all 6 movies on the shelf over there.
I know. I can't wait for the box set.
Pretty sweet.
You don't wait for it.
It reminds me, we've got to. That reminds me. I got to finish watching Lord of the Rings with Rosie. Now, this is funny that you should mention this right now, Wormhead. Wormhead asks me, ever heard of the game Sad Satan? Yes, I have, and I'll talk about it in just a moment here.
I bet you anything he has it. He's going to bring it back and he's going to shove it in your face. Right in your face hole. I tried to play Alien Isolation. It was too scary.
Well, so Bluto, the way the MPAA works, or I guess anybody who might be curious, not just Bluto, you cannot show your movie in a NATO theater. It's a National Alliance of Theater Owners theater, which is almost all of them, except maybe New York and Seattle and Los Angeles. Seattle would be lucky if they have one that isn't from NATO. So, to screen those theaters, you have to have the MPAA rating. That's it. That's a requirement. That's why you have to get it. Because you can't exhibit at most places. Maybe Las Vegas has it, too. I won't be surprised about that. Those casinos probably don't give a rat's ass. Make money hand over fist.
Alright. Okay. So, Sad Satan. Sad Satan, for those who don't know, is almost like a creepypasta kind of thing, actually. It's this video game that's a first-person perspective horror game, basically, that supposedly was sent to some YouTuber from someone, somewhere, on the deep web. Yes, the seedy, dark underbelly of the internet. You know, cesspool for child pornography and human trafficking, and
90% of that is just a bunch of tech dorks playing around with fucking message boards. Like
pretty much. Yeah, honestly, yes, I have checked out the deep web because, you know, anyone with morbid curiosity does at some point. And yeah, there's the obligatory gross out stuff that's there, but honestly, yeah, most of it's pretty boring. There's really not a lot there that's all that interesting, at least that I saw. And the stuff that is interesting is often so horrific that you don't really want to be looking at it anyway. Anyway, supposedly this Sad Satan game originated from somewhere on the deep web and was sent to this YouTuber. So he proceeded to do a playthrough of it on his YouTube channel. The YouTuber in question is the Obscure Horror Channel, I think it's called. And he has a 5-part playthrough video of Sad Satan on there. But that's not where it got sort of notorious. I mean, it got some attention there, and there's a pretty extensive string of Reddit posts kind of trying to delve into the hidden meaning. Because basically what the game consists of is first-person perspective. You're just walking down these big, long, dark corridors, and occasionally there's these creepy sounds and stuff, and it's very surreal. It's all black and white or really muted colors. And and has lots of creepy sounds and sound bites. There's like a segment of a Charles Manson interview that plays at some point. You see all these pictures of people, like some famous people, some not so famous people. But if you look into the background of who these people are that you're seeing these random pictures of throughout the game, they're all people who were convicted of like child abuse and child molestation charges and things like that. Yeah. Jesus. So the whole thing, and then occasionally as he's walking through the maze, he'll encounter like a little girl or something like that, just kind of standing there, not saying anything, this kind of ghostly expression on her face. And so basically, as he goes through the game, it becomes very clear that there's an underlying message of child abuse is bad.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the underlying, horror theme of it. And then, yeah, so he just kind of wanders through these corridors, encounters all these creepy, weird things, weird sounds, weird sound clips, pictures, and that's the underlying theme. However, where it gained notoriety was somebody got their hands on the actual game and made an alternate version of it. Now, this alternate version, the actual game is 5 levels, and from beginning to end, you're looking at about an hour's worth of gameplay. Okay. But this alternate version is a severely cut-down version. It only runs about 15 minutes. But instead of having just these random pictures of celebrities and having this, kind of symbolic message throughout, they replaced those pictures with pictures of kids from like crime scenes and shit where they'd been killed brutally or run over or what have you. And there's even some child pornography pictures thrown into the mix as well. So a lot of people are under the impression that that's the real version of Sad Satan, but it actually isn't. It's funny that you asked me about this now because I just heard about it about a week ago. So over the course of this week, I've been looking into the background of it and everything. And it turns out what it actually was is it was just a publicity stunt by this Obscure Horror Channel guy where he got a hold of a freely available game engine to make your own horror game. And he made his own horror game. And he was putting it up as a publicity stunt for his channel. So then some jackass got his hand, I guess, on the game, because I guess it was available for download for a short period of time, and made this alternate version and started spreading that around and put a virus in it on top of that with all the horror pictures and child pornography and stuff, and then that became the notorious version that everybody knows about, which is unfortunate because, the actual game is just a nice, creepy little indie horror game. But it's a shame that it got overshadowed by the douchebag version.
Douchebag version.
And you can see playthroughs of both versions on YouTube. Now, needless to say, the one with all the picture replacements heavily censored.
Of course.
But yeah, it in fact did not come from the deep web. There are some pretty extensive Reddit posts that basically broke down the whole thing and figured out what was really going on. And, yeah. But as a creepypasta kind of thing, kind of cool. And that's basically the story behind Sad Satan.
All right, then.
Interesting.
It's not as horrifying as everybody thinks. Like, a lot of people, like, add so much more to the story than there actually is. Like, for example, there's this sound effect of a woman screaming. And I saw that PewDiePie actually played Sad Satan. And I was reading through the comments, seeing, like, what kind of stupid things that people are going to say about it. And one of them says, yeah,
that's why.
that part where the woman's voice was screaming, that was the guy who made the game was a pedophile, and that was the sound he recorded of a girl of like a child he was raping. And I'm like, wow,
rumor.
That's terrible. I mean, first off, no, the guy was not a pedophile, and second off, no, actually, that scream is a fucking stock scream sound that you can hear in a bajillion other horror games.
Exactly. Urban legend, man. Urban legend, man.
It's a great scream sound. It's very chilling, especially in the context that it's used in the game, but it's not what you are trying to get people to believe it is.
It's used in like every asylum thing, when mass people get fucking murdered. There's one of those screams in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like...
That Wilhelm scream is in a bunch of movies, too. Yeah.
So...
Wilhelm scream's a bit more expensive to license.
So it's kind of funny to me. Like, it's interesting to me to see how these sort of urban legend things get spread around. Because I mean, this just started as some guy making his own little, like horror, like sort of surreal horror game with a little bit of social commentary in it, and it just turned into this thing that is, I'm sure, far beyond what he intended it to be. But I guess in the end he's laughing because now he's got lots of people coming to his channel. The publicity stunt worked.
Yeah.
Now he's never admitted that he was the one who made the original game, but there's too much evidence to suggest that he was. So. Neo Akiba says PewDiePie is cancerous. I have nothing against PewDiePie. More power to him. He got lucky and successful.
I have no interest in his videos, but whatever. I have no. I hate his viewers. Oh god.
PewDiePie is pretty cool.
His viewers are douchey people.
D's Nut says, I never heard of this. I have to look it up. Yeah, there's tons of information out there about it. I forget. I'd suggest look it up on YouTube because then you can actually see playthroughs of the game and stuff. And then there's some links to the Reddit articles as well. And definitely check out the Reddit articles because they're interesting reading, especially the ones that actually break down the actual original game, because then they get into like where the clips are from, who the people in the pictures are, and just break down the whole thing. It's pretty cool. But yeah.
Yeah, Sean likes anything having to do with child endangerment. You should send in all of your child endangerment movies.
Yeah. The thing is, the stripped down version has like next to nothing of the things that made the original version so interesting. Like all the little ghost girl characters are gone. It's basically just all about the horror pictures they put in.
Man.
Yeah, it's
exploitation in game form. Same concept.
Yeah. Like I saw one playthrough of that version on YouTube, obviously with all the pictures blurred out. But the guy playing it was actually getting physically ill. Seeing the picture, and he was trying so hard not to hurl. He's like, oh god. Yeah, you can see there's a mostly uncensored playthrough of that on Vimeo, I think. One of the other YouTubers links to it. And as for the virus, apparently the virus was just another file next to the game file. So if you clicked on the wrong one, you'd get a virus. But the actual game,
downloading
virus.
The smaller, shorter games actually technically illegal if there's child pornography.
Yeah, because there's child pornography in it. That's right. That's exactly
don't even
right.
Bother checking that one out.
No. Yeah, like I mean, if you happen to stumble across a link to download it, don't, because you don't want to get in shit. But I mean, if you're just watching a playthrough, I mean that part of it is blurred out anyway, so you're not going to see that regardless.
Technically, that guy committed a crime and reported it.
Yes, but
there.
Yeah. Wormhead says Slenderman. Yeah, I think actually the game engine. No, it wouldn't have been the same game engine because it was a few years before. It's a very similar game engine to what was used to create the Slender game, like the original Slender game.
Going in to collect all the pages and shit.
Yeah.
That game. Have you watched Clear Lake's 44 episode 2, Sean?
I think so.
Okay.
Didn't we? We watched. There was like 2 new ones.
Oh, maybe we did. I guess we did watch both of them. Okay.
Yeah. From the makers of new sort of found footage horror series from the makers of Marble Hornets.
Which had Slender Man, which is why I connected those dots. Sorry.
Yes.
I just jumped to that part. I do that sometimes.
Marble Hornets, by the way, folks, is fucking brilliant. And if you have not checked it out, you should. Especially when you're all alone late at night.
Marathon it. You know?
Yeah, you can go to the page and you can watch like all 87 episodes. Each episode is like between 5 and 15 minutes. So
what about this year? Since Marble Hornets is complete, what about this year? We do a live stream and we just do the whole thing at once and we just live record our reactions.
We'd be dead.
It'd be amazing.
It's YouTube. We could put it in the video stream for Geeky.
That's right.
Of course, we wouldn't be able to do our reactions at the same time.
No, they'd have to open a separate window for that, and then we'd have both going. But we could keep
it
queued.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we could do that and say if you want.
I'd rather have the playlist queued than us synced, you know?
Yeah, that's true. So that's a possibility.
Oh, God.
I think
it's really cool.
That'll be long. I wish the Blu-rays weren't sold out.
I know. Right before we all were about to buy them.
I know.
Wait a minute. Back in stock.
Really?
They are back in stock.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Maybe that's where I can spend the money I was going to spend on pizza.
$53 on pizza? Oh, $50 on pizza? Jesus.
Well, pizza's expensive here.
So my question then is, do I get the Blu-ray or do I get the DVD set that has more artwork?
I know, right? Only the last 2 seasons are in HD. Only the last like 100 episodes or something. Keep in mind that's only like 2 hours of footage or whatever. So I don't know if it's really net. I think actually the DVD would be better, honestly.
Oh.
Because it comes in a nice slip box and shit.
Fuck. No, I can't afford it right now. I've only got $132. It's gonna last me for at least a week. God damn it.
Attention, signed box sets are currently out of stock because Tim is out of town, and Joseph forgot to get him to sign some before he left.
I saw that.
Oh,
awesome.
God.
8/17. Oh, they're back in stock tomorrow. So if you want to sign one, just wait till tomorrow.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit anyway.
Ditto. I'm gonna have to wait till after the first, but then I'm totally doing it.
I'll probably also have to wait till after the first. Wait for the Patreon money to come in.
All of To the Arc stuff too.
Yeah, I know. It's got
and
everything.
it's got commentary on all 3 seasons.
Yeah. One thing I did order this week, folks, the final 9 volumes of classic Doctor Who. Yes.
Ooh.
At long last, I will have the entire classic series, so the disambiguations will definitely be continuing. There will be no excuse now. Oh, amazing. I've never had a complete set of it before.
But the Blu-ray has exclusive special features. Fuck.
It does?
So,
yeah.
Oh.
So it's pretty awesome knowing that I'll finally have the whole thing.
Did you buy it? Just buy the DVD?
Fine, I'm going to buy the Blu-ray.
Special features, man.
Special features, special features.
And I have a feeling every single one of those menus is gonna have something creepy that happens on it. And I won't be able to see it until I get my standalone Blu-ray player.
All right, take care, these nuts. Don't get sucked too far down the rabbit hole. Oh, nice. The blue corner says, I just ordered the first volume of Centurions. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I need to get that. I get that and GoBots.
I would like to get GoBots. I like to GoBots.
Yeah, I like to GoBots too.
I feel like since they're both now owned by Hasbro, they're technically in the same universe now, that I should own them on principle.
There you go. It's okay to like GoBots, Brandon. It's okay.
No. But I'm saying like liked it, right? But not enough to own it. But now it's like it's part of the Transformers universe. I'm like, all right.
Fine. Twist
They
my
have
rubber
Leader
arm.
1. They have a new Leader 1 and everything. It's great. Like they're actually part of the universe technically. They're like their own faction from a different machine planet, so they're still their own thing, you know. They just happen to be at different parts of the world at the same time. Yep. Happen to never cross paths until now.
Craziness.
Buy it right now.
You don't
I
want
think I gave Wormhead far more information than he was expecting when he asked if I'd ever heard of Sad Satan. Yes, and I've been researching the shit out of it all week, funny enough. Yeah. I'm always fascinated by stuff like that, like the whole creepypasta type of thing. I enjoy those.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like the creepypastas?
Some of them, I get sucked in sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, it happens, but I don't not as often as like some of my other friends. I'm like, you know.
There's actually this one game I want to check out called I think it's called Error Number 34, and it kind of reminded me of like those creepypastas, like the one about the Legend of Zelda game, The Haunted Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
That sort of idea, except this time it was done like intentionally to have a game that just fucks with you. So it starts off, it's this sort of nice, happy little cel-shaded fantasy adventure game, roaming around the countryside, fighting some monsters and
Something
stuff.
I like.
And then it just goes weird. Like, it'll randomly turn into, like, just crazy horror shit and surreal landscapes, and suddenly things are glitching and fucking up. And
That sounds awesome.
yeah, it looks really cool from what I saw. I saw a partial playthrough of it, and then the guy playing it got sucked into the computer.
Oh, Lord.
But, yeah, it looks pretty cool. And it's a free download, too. So, I think it's called Error Number 34. So I'll have to check that out. Might be a good one to play around Halloween. I'd say that as a Halloween playthrough.
Sure you will, Sean.
Do that.
Sure you will.
Yeah, I'll believe that when you actually get around to actually playing anything.
Fuck you.
Anything.
I played stuff.
You know
Speaking
what?
of which,
Sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of which, more of the Twitch archives will be continuing as of the 23rd. So they'll be starting on the 23rd. Starting off with some horror game playthroughs, getting an early jump on Halloween, and then finally getting into my full playthrough of BioShock. So it's 13 parts for that. I do apologize. Almost all 13 parts got flagged for the music and may not be available in your country. It's not my fault. I'm sorry.
Nothing he can do about it.
Yeah. At least they didn't take down the videos. That's the important thing.
Here's what you do. There's a Chrome plugin called Hola, H-O-L-A. Use it. You can go to any country then. Block in your country, choose a different country. It takes a second, it does a little process, and loads the YouTube for that country, that video that you're on.
There you go. Awesome.
I use it to watch things on UK Netflix. I'm a bastard.
Nice.
Because they have all the good UK shows.
That makeup chick says, I'm still eating. What was the middle bit? Well, you'll just have to run the video back and find out.
Yep.
Talked about some creepy video games. Stout Man just opened a poll asking, would you watch Marble Hornets with us for Halloween? Maybe not necessarily on Halloween night. Doing other stuff, but Halloween season. Yeah. Sometime in October.
And we're gonna marathon as much as we can, and at some point we're all gonna be like, we cap, and that's gonna be it. That's all you're gonna get, guys.
Yeah.
We might not. We don't
know.
The first time we watched it, we watched like the first 50 episodes, and we split that up over the course of 2 nights. So I don't know if there's enough hours in a day to watch every episode of Marble Hornets.
Then I guess we'll probably just do a power marathon over a week or something and call it.
Yeah, we could split up over.
We'll burn out on it, but it'll be over with. Like, yay, I watched it.
I can die happy now. I saw how Marble Hornets ended.
Yes, I've seen how Marble Hornets ended.
Awesome.
I've seen the whole thing. I've watched the whole thing in essentially like a 3-day span of just sitting there and watching just Marble Hornets and being shitless and sleeping.
Yes. Seeing
now that I
Slenderman in your
just
dreams.
Blu-ray.
Thrash Fingers says, only heard the Squidward creepypasta a while ago. Yeah, my introduction to creepypastas was the Suicide Mouse, which was supposedly the lost Mickey Mouse cartoon that would make people go crazy and kill themselves if they watched it. So, of course, I sought out the cartoon and watched it immediately, and didn't kill myself, clearly. But lots of creepy stories attached to that, and then that led me to the Squidward one, and then that led me to some others, and yeah, I just had a grand old time checking out creepypastas.
Wow, someone voted no. Fuck you who voted no. You're a cunt.
No.
There's a reason
No, I'm
that
kidding.
exists.
I know. I'm kidding. You probably have plans. Whatever. I'm being
Plans,
facetious here.
or they just
Plans.
want scary shit.
That was a facetious cunt. All right.
Totally have plans for that date that hasn't been decided on yet.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I haven't even told you when it's gonna be.
To be fair, some people are doing like this thing from DVD Talk where they have to watch 100 horror movies in October. I can see how someone will have no time doing that. So.
Well, yes.
We had struggled doing 300 movies in 1 year.
Fuck you, DVD Talk. Upstaging everybody.
It's only a few people. Yeah.
So Nazarek says she'll give me an extra $50 for a review video. Awesome. What am I reviewing? Anything?
If you won't do it, I'll give $50.
Give you an extra $50 so that he can get the Blu-ray from Marble Hornets and then do a review of it. There you go.
Oh, yes. Great. Yeah, absolutely. I would totally do that. Yeah, if you sent that to me in PayPal, I could pay them right now, and it would only take like
however long it takes.
It would only take like $5 or so off my card. So that'd be, I would totally do that. I would review the shit out of that.
Assuming shipping isn't obscene, in which case just ship it to me, and I'll send out your package after the first.
For me, it was like less than $3. So that's American, mind you, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. It'll be like 10 for Canadian at most, I think. Probably like 8.
Oh, the blue corner. I feel sorry for you. It says Halloween isn't a thing here in Denmark.
Oh.
So sad.
But you can still join us for Halloween celebrations and pretend like you know what the fuck's happening.
And apparently that makeup chick nearly peed her pants and spat her coffee out. Excellent. That strange guy asks, anybody been watching the A-Team series?
A-Team? Like the original series?
Like,
I've seen it.
Not for about 30 years, but I have seen it, yes. Used to watch it every week.
I had an episode here on Geek TV, but Six Slayer decided to clear the entire queue. They didn't realize what we were doing with the Geeky TV thing.
What?
Yeah.
God damn it, AC.
There was like 25 hours of footage on there, like just various shows and things that me and Justin were frequently swapping episodes out. So you literally can stop on every day, and there's going to be always something new.
So why did he clear the queue? He's just like, what's all this shit? Clear.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, no. And I was like adding videos, and he kept removing them. Like, stop it! Stop touching the queue! I want there to be things. He's like, oh, and like,
slapping his hands away.
Yeah. It was funny though. It was he didn't know. It was just giving him a hard time about it.
I'm not glad I made that.
You don't know? Ask. Don't click. Just ask first.
Oh, he's fine. He's normally fine.
I know.
He just didn't realize that we were trying to keep constant entertainment. And yes, folks, we were constantly changing up what's here. I would say like every other day, either me or Stallman are doing it, and we don't come on the same days usually, so there's almost always something new taken out or added in, or whatever, you know.
Yeah, basically, I mean, the playlist that's on here when we're not live is just going to be full of cool, interesting, fun, or weird shit. So check it out all the time and enjoy.
Bunch of stuff from the 90s, the latest decade ever.
Brody Quest is on there, too.
Oh, wow. Good job, that strange guy. That strange guy says he just finished the entire series of MASH about a month ago. Great series. Yeah, I got to get on that one of these days. I got 2 11-season sitcoms to watch now, MASH and Cheers.
God.
Both brilliant.
I've never seen MASH, so.
MASH is so good. So good. When we watch it, we're watching it without the laugh track.
Okay.
It's so much better that way.
Yeah, Suspiria is in really bad shape print-wise, so they had to push Suspiria's release back to next year.
Oh.
But
at least
I really liked that movie, too.
Me too.
Me three?
Sean, I
But
watched
we're
it with Sean, and yeah.
Getting Tenebrae and Phenomena, I believe, from them this year before
I
Christmas.
think we were watching a bunch of Italian horror that year, weren't we, Stud? We watched that and some Fulcis and...
Fulci.
I saw The Beyond for the first time this year.
The Beyond. That's pretty late to that party, too. I saw it.
Blue Corner says, wrong, 80s all the way. You are accurate, sir, but it was a joke.
Yeah, our 90s, get the 90s kid joke. Only 90 kids know good TV.
Exactly.
Only 90s kids will remember this, and it's something that was invented in the 70s. It's like,
60s
no.
sometimes.
Pretty sure they had Viewmasters before the 90s.
It's like, if you say only 90s kids will remember, and you put a Super Soaker, I'll give it to you. It came out in the 90s. Congratulations. You found something that was released in the 90s and belongs to the 90s.
Yeah.
It still looks like it belongs to the 90s, the new one.
I know. Well, that's the thing, is I see so many only 90s kids will remember things, and it's not stuff from the 90s.
Yeah.
It's become a part of our culture now. Everything apparently came from the 90s. The Beatles, I love that great 90s band.
I saw them live with the other band, Nirvana or something.
Nirvana.
Who knows what that band is? They were terrible.
Oh, here we go. I actually saved a bunch.
God.
Let me do this here. Hold on.
Only 90s kids will remember reading Wee World for the first time. Oh, sorry. I actually think it's from the 80s. Hold on.
All right.
I have to double check.
Text messages were a tad different back then in the 90s. Yeah, because we didn't have passing notes before the 90s.
We're just looking at your folder, because you're sharing your folder.
Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. I shared the wrong page. Hold on.
Only 90s kids.
Hold on.
Folder.
Hold on.
I can't believe you have a folder of this.
There we go.
It's his hate folder.
Yep.
So, yeah, we didn't have passing notes before the 90s. Oh, the ring toss, because I totally didn't have one of those in 1975 when I was 3.
I had that exact one. No fucking joke. That exact one in the 80s.
You know what? I think I did too, actually. I distinctly remember having one of those.
That exact one. Same color, same shitty, dirty cap, and same worn sticker. I mean,
I want to know, what is that goop on the lower left corner?
I don't want to know what that goop is.
It's like...
Maybe it's GAC. That's from the 90s. Maybe they're actually talking about the GAC on the corner.
Like a cougar.
Okay.
Alright, next.
Mold.
Oh, MASH. Find out who you're going to marry. Yeah, that's totally invented by the 90s.
That's so been around for hundreds of years, probably, I imagine.
Oh, since people learned how to fold a sheet of paper.
Since paper was given to the masses, so what they
yeah. I remember when pencil sharpeners came out in the 90s.
To be fair, it's funny, they show a unit that didn't exist in the 90s. Exacto didn't make those. Royal made those.
Oh, the 90s, when boomboxes were invented, and audio tapes.
That's an 80s boombox, too.
Yes. Uh-huh. And then what they're describing in this here, I did in the 80s.
Yep.
I would wait
I
and
did
wait
that
and wait,
in the
hoping they would
90s.
play my song.
Now, to be fair, 90s kids were the last generation to do that. I'll give them that.
That's fine, yeah. It's
Yeah.
cool. But saying that they would remember, like, that's just, no.
They should
Oh,
have
and
remembered
it's
it.
going here, because, you know, the original Walkman, greatest invention of the 90s. Actually, no, in the 90s, that's when the Discman was coming out and replacing this.
And that wasn't even from the 90s. The Discman started in the late 80s still. But
Well, there you go. Yeah, like 80, 88, 89.
exactly. They were huge. They were fucking, they were like big.
It wasn't until the late 90s that the Discman really became,
Oh,
like,
renting VHS tapes. Oh, the 90s.
That's so 1979. Like, that was
The 90s is when it was becoming more of a collector thing, so people would own them instead of renting them.
I feel I have to illustrate this real quick. To give an idea of the original Discman, take two real red bricks. Now put them side by side, the flat wide angles. That's how big and heavy this piece of shit was. And it skipped all the time. So bad.
What
First
we
one
got
was
here?
so bad.
Anything else? Oh, yeah, the dial-up connection, because that, you know, started in the 90s. Totally didn't have BBSs or anything in the late 70s, early 80s at all.
Or early 2000s. I was still using dial-up in the early 2000s.
So was I, yeah.
Internet?
Net Zero,
Still
In the
bitch.
90s.
Still calling into BBSs.
Net Zero, Roadrunner, you know.
Actually, I guess it wasn't BBS, it was like the Freenet. It was the Freenet then. Dunkaroos, invented in 1988. Shut up. 88. 80s. 88. Thank you.
By the way, it's even older than that. It's, it's based off an Australian snack from even earlier in the 80s.
I remember that great 90s video game console, the Nintendo Entertainment System from the 90s. Because it didn't come out in 1985 or anything.
God bless the 90s.
Yep. Oh, the you know, the book pamphlets that you would get at school. They totally haven't had those since the 70s. I used to order from the the Scholastic catalogs.
Fuck yeah. I still have some stuff from the Scholastic book. I actually have one
So do
right
I.
here at hand. I have a book I got from the Scholastic book. Dinotopia, first printing.
Oh, nice.
That has a spider on it.
Hopefully it was on the side that landed on the floor.
This is not waiting with Oh, God.
I hate
Your
my friends.
arachnophobia music. Okay.
You guys are evil.
What else? What else do we have here? Oh, laser tag. Yeah. Because that totally didn't come out in the 80s.
That unit is from the 90s, but Jesus.
There totally wasn't a 1986 cartoon series on Saturday mornings called Laser Tag, based on laser tag. Nope.
Now, that specific unit is from the 90s, but it's not the original unit.
Hey,
It's from the
fuck
70s.
you! You can't do that on television is my childhood, motherfuckers. That's from the 80s. I was a kid when that was out. Fuck you. Oh, cap guns. Yeah, because those haven't been out since the 30s.
I know.
Cap guns were my favorite growing up. by the
That's
way.
again one of the last, or the 90s kids were the last ones to enjoy that.
God.
But
I mean,
that's-
even
they
look
weren't the
at-
first.
Look at that particular cap gun. I mean, that looks like it could have come from the 30s.
That's a 650s or 60s vintage Pony Boy.
Yeah. It's nice.
Only 90s kids
Expensive.
remember that. Though.
That's all I got.
Just so you know,
There
only
will be
90s.
more. There will be more blowing the lid off all of the 90s kids' bullshit. I'm sorry. You will not steal our nostalgia. You find your own nostalgia.
They do. They have nostalgia. It's just they're misplacing they're misphrasing their nostalgia.
Their nostalgia is wrong.
No, not at all. It's just how they're phrasing it. They're phrasing it wrong.
Only 90s kids will remember.
90s
The
kids,
90s.
90s kids will be the last to remember this awesome thing.
90s, a decade of plagiarism.
Yeah, there you go.
They basically plagiarized every other generation.
I think it's because overall the 90s were really shitty. So they need more stuff to be nostalgic about. So they latch on to things from other eras and try to make it their own. I understand.
You're not far off. You're not
But you're
far
still
off,
wrong.
I wouldn't say the 90s were shitty. I would say that there were good parts about it, and then really bad parts about it. Like
the
boy
first...
bands? Did the world really need boy bands?
Yeah, boy bands. There's your... Get all misty-eyed and nostalgic over the fucking Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block.
Granted, that started in the 80s, too.
Yeah, actually, New Kids on the Block.
60s and 70s, like, you know, the Jackson 5.
Well, it's actually the
Monkees.
Monkees.
Call that a boy
the Monkees.
Band?
No, it's just an evolution, you jackass.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fuckers. Bunch of fuckers. Get off of my lawn! Fuck. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. There's something that existed in the 90s. SNES.
Yes, NES. There you go. Show an SNES cartridge.
Then Sega, the Sega 32X. There you go. There's your purely 90s object.
Sega 32X.
Something only existing in the 90s. Yeah. I actually really like that Star Wars arcade games.
Yes.
The only reason to have that on there.
That was actually pretty
It's
good.
the most faithful port of that on a console, actually.
And they even had it with textures on that too.
Oh yeah.
I think you could
two
also
player
play.
mode too.
That's cool.
One player was the gunner and one player was the pilot. It was actually really cool. It allowed you to focus on one thing. So you got one guy was a really good pilot, one guy was really good at shooting those X-wings down.
That makeup chick says she skipped school to see Culture Club in the 80s. Awesome. Pluto says, if you're born in 1996, you are not a fucking 90s kid. Sorry. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like I was born in 1972, yet I consider myself more of an 80s kid because that was when I was in high school
And frankly, you just can't remember for any.
Oh yeah, I was born in '84, and I consider myself a '90s kid because I didn't get to experience all of the '80s.
No.
And
even as an
frankly,
82,
I feel like I experienced roughly half of the '80s, which is what happened. I
I
was born in '82, and I feel like I didn't really start experiencing things until like '88, '89.
Well, it's also
too late.
When you're young. I mean, you don't really sort of start to form those experiences that will stay with you for the rest of your life until you're like 5 or 6. You know, that's when it really starts. Right. So in my case, I was 5 in 1977. So so late 70s. And then,
I was 87. You're like 10 years my senior, exactly.
Yeah, and then throughout the 80s. I mean, most of the 80s, but I definitely still latch on to a lot of late 70s stuff.
So you started formulating that kind of shit right when Star Wars came out. Man.
Yes.
You lead a blessed life.
I saw Star Wars when I was 5 years old.
It's the perfect
in the theater.
Age. It's the perfect fucking age.
It really is.
Everything's amazing and beautiful. It's magical. You don't even understand all the things that are happening. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I know. It blew my little brain. I couldn't believe it. I was just so blown away by Dark Theater. That's what I called him.
It's sci fantasy at its finest, you know?
Absolutely. Not science fiction.
Fantasy.
Science fantasy.
That's right.
But
there's like barely any fiction in it. Light speed.
Yeah. And then what was that? Would have been, I guess, 8 when The Empire Strikes Back came out, and then 11 when Return of the Jedi came out. Or 12.
Perfect ages.
Yeah, so I was just, I was at the perfect ages to just eat it all up. Loved it. But,
when it comes to the 80s, I remember, like, Saturday morning cartoons.
Fuck yeah.
I remember some
Every
of the
Saturday.
music from the era that would play on the radio. You know. Other than that, I don't really remember much about the era. But the 90s was the first decade that I experienced all of. So
fully and remember all of it.
I can understand the difference between the early 90s, the mid 90s, and the late 90s. By the way, by and large, the late 90s really sucked.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to
It was
sugarcoat
a
it.
dark time for horror.
It was a
the
dark
late
time
90s.
for many
The
things.
90s?
Music, horror.
Especially horror. It was really dark time for horror.
Yeah, the
And superhero
70s,
films.
the 70s and 80s had some great horror stuff. Very like experimental, cutting
My favorite
edge,
decades.
pushing the envelope. Yeah, me too. I think we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Is that the 70s is like one of the grittiest eras for film.
It's because the film stock is real raw and they don't have the refined process. By the 80s, higher budget films had the refined process, but the anything low budget still has that gritty realness, and then the 90s everything gets equaled out and it all looks the same.
Production costs went down a lot in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then with like direct-to-video stuff and TV stuff, they could just edit it all on SD video. Like, fuck it, it's only gonna be on VHS anyway. Who cares? So, yeah.
My favorite period of the 90s was the mid 90s. That was it was full of fucking shitty dance music, sure. But you know, it was also like you had the last vestiges of the 80s with all the neon everywhere and the fucking fanny packs and just, you know, Fruitopia and all kinds of ridiculous shit. Wild and crazy kids. Just ridiculous crap like that probably wouldn't work today. But for whatever reason, happening at that time, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the late 70s was the best time for movies. It just is. It was this nexus point of art and film and society.
Late 70s and early 80s, like they both kind of like about 5 or 6 year stretch in there.
Starting with Jaws and continuing on, man, it's this weird nexus point until you hit about 83 and then just kind of breaks apart again.
83. Well, I even say as far as 84.
Yeah.
It was 84. Like 82, 83, 84. You look at the movies that came out those 3 years, there were some great movies, especially for genre fans like us. Like, that was a great trio of summers.
No one had the balls to make a movie like Clockwork Orange or Walkabout today.
No.
Jay Torrance notes that, and I'm thinking that's kind of the era of New Hollywood.
Yeah. It was this nexus point of like art and culture.
Yeah, and now it's
technology and acting. It was a perfect storm. It won't happen again for a while, but when it happens again, it'll be magical. You know.
I really look forward to it happening. It needs to happen again. Like I think the industry needs a huge shakeout right now. It's stagnating so hard right now.
It's coming. It's gonna take some time.
So many fucking sequels, like more sequels and remakes than we've ever had before in the entire history.
Disney announced 4 sequels, only one of which I actually wanted.
Disney. Yeah, I remember when Disney didn't make any sequels. I mean, occasionally their Magical World of Disney TV movies would have a sequel or something, but other than that, like the theatrical ones, never. There wasn't a fucking Cinderella 2 or Return of Snow White.
That was all.
2.
That was actually.
But there was a Parent Trap.
I know it was in the 90s. That's where it started. That's where all that started.
But that's not really a
Parent Trap
problem.
2 was in the 80s, actually.
Lion King 2.
The other Parent Trap was in the 2000s. I think it skipped the 90s completely.
No, I think that was late 90s.
Well, they did. Yeah,
Parent
Trap and Parent Trap 2. Then they did a remake of Parent Trap in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I thought it was in 2000s. Yeah. I think it skipped the 90s completely.
There was a TV movie that was Parent Trap 2.
That's what I'm saying. Like their
Haley
TV
Mills.
movies,
Man, I had such a crush on that girl.
There's a couple of the Witch Mountain movies. I remember really liking those as a kid.
Dude, I actually really liked the one with Rock. I know I'm pretty much alone in that, but fuck you, it was fun.
Which one?
The new Witch Mountain, the Escape to Witch Mountain remake with the Rock as the.
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh yeah, it's not as good as the original, but it's real schlocky fun.
I remember really liking the originals. I would always
Even
catch
though
them
The
whenever they
Rock-
were on.
If you put The Rock in something and you let him get creative, he's charismatic as fuck. He will win over an audience in any movie, which is why I want to see Journey to the Center of Earth 2, because The Rock's in it. Why? Because The Rock's in it. It's going to be awesome, because The Rock is awesome.
I miss the magical world of Disney. That was when Disney was, like, magical.
That died with
yeah.
with Roy, I believe.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're noting here that Hollywood today is a pile of crap, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
For the most part.
It's all great. It's all fine and great, but it's also important to note what the independents are doing right now, because there's a lot of amazing independent films happening right now.
I've got some.
Fucking incredible. Brandon and I just last night watched a movie called The Voices, starring Ryan Reynolds.
Here are 3 excellent modern independent horror films that are excellent choices.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Babadook, of course, without exception. Because
Now, The Voices was a movie about a serial killer who talks to his dog and his cat, and his dog and his cat tell him to either to do things or not to do things.
The cat is evil. It's awesome.
Son of a bitch.
That does not surprise me at all.
And he sounds like
this
Seamus.
Twisted, dark comedy, and it's fucking creepy and hilarious, and what the fuck?
So glad to
sounds
see
great.
Ryan Reynolds in a movie that isn't mediocre. He keeps getting these mediocre comedies. They're not bad. Like Employee of the Month's okay, and
He's
Waiting was good, but I mean,
yeah.
He,
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he can sink his teeth into something if he's given good material.
Looking forward to Deadpool, for sure.
Definitely looking forward to Deadpool. That is a role that is made for him, and
he was born for that role.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there was a god, he designed Ryan Reynolds to play Deadpool.
Make sure the superhero costume isn't green or animated.
There's a jab at Green Lantern, which I thought he was okay in Green Lantern. I
thought he was fine, but
the rest of it.
Well, and then the teaser for the trailer from a studio that inexplicably sewed his fucking mouth shut the first time.
I'm surprised Fox did that go. Really surprised. So they're usually really protective of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I hated that movie.
Bear in mind, also different studio heads now than when that movie came out.
Tom Rothman.
I was just like, how is this
Rothman is gone.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Tom Rothman's somewhere else now. He's at Sony.
Yeah. The thing that sucked about that was you could see how good Ryan Reynolds would be, because that opening scene where he's just Wade was great, and he was hilarious in it.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
I was watching this in theater, and you could see a big smile creep over my face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And then they sew his mouth shut, and I was like, oh.
And you're like, oh, I can't wait until later in the movie when he actually becomes Deadpool. It's going to be so awesome. And then, what the fuck? What the fuck? He's the merc with a mouth. That's what they call him.
I guess.
Why would you sew the mouth shut?
Because the studio didn't like it, that he kept adding, like, to the script with his own little comedic flourishes, because that's what he does. So they just wrote that he sewed his mouth shut.
Because he's hilarious.
Yeah, just let it go, you soulless.
Where I first noticed Ryan Reynolds and really liked him immediately was Blade 3. Where I think he was the best character in Blade 3.
Everyone shits on that one. I think it's actually quite a fine film. It's a fun little action, you know?
Yeah, I don't think in terms of being a Blade movie, I don't think it's the best of the 3.
No, that's number 2. We all know that.
Number 2 was awesome.
Guillermo del Toro, that's why.
Yeah, but I don't think the 3 is a total write-off. I don't think it's the strongest, but I think it has some great moments and some good characters. And Ryan Reynolds. So there you go. Actually, the main issue I had with it was I didn't like how they portrayed Dracula in it. It was too far of a departure from, the character we know.
Yeah.
But again, aspects of it that I liked. Actually,
if they just called him Drake and you left him as like an ancient vampire, it would have been fine.
Yeah, I think I think it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember the one thing that really bugged me about it was the final fight between Dracula and Blade was over so fast that it's like, well, what the fuck are we leading up to? Like that's all we get. So
yeah.
No, but I liked Ryan Reynolds. I liked the bitchy vampire chick in it.
Jessica Biel's awesome.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Oh God. All the polls are still here, by the way. Most people want us to do Marble Hornets, so I think we should.
Sadman open a poll. How much did you love Fan 4 Stick? Marvel has started putting out some new trade paperback collections. Well, actually, they've been doing it for about a year now, I guess. Called the Epic Collections.
Yep.
And it's basically what that Howard the Duck book is from. They just didn't call it Epic. Yeah. But it's like around 20 issues of all these big, high-profile Marvel titles. But speaking of Fantastic Four, they've actually put one out called Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Comic Magazine, and it's like the first 23 issues of Fantastic Four, the first 18, something like that. But it's like just boom, the original 60s series, the first like 20 or so issues in one volume for like less than $30.
I've got the first 4 volumes of the old Treasury.
Oh, you're talking about the Essentials? The Essentials?
Yeah, no, the old Treasury. Old restored colored ones.
Oh.
So there's these Treasury editions, like they're hardcover, but Barnes and Noble or no.
Oh, Marvel Masterworks. That's what.
Yeah, the Masterworks.
Yeah. Those are awesome.
So, but I think it was Borders had their own exclusive line where there were softcover versions of the first 4 volumes of Spider-Man and X-Men and Fantastic Four and.
Oh no, those are widely available. They're just limited, like the hardcovers.
Oh, okay. I think these were specifically these covers were exclusive then, because it says exclusive on there.
Maybe.
But I didn't know that they also had soft covers. That's fine. But yeah. So they had those. I had all those, and so I'm like, I just know. Can I get some more trades? The stuff after that?
Yeah.
Please.
The problem with the Marvel
issue.
Yeah, the Marvel Masterworks. I would love to just collect all of those because they're beautiful, and I'd be happy with the paperbacks. I don't need the hardcovers.
Exactly.
I'm just buying them to read them and have them in nice restored color and everything. And they often have cool bonuses in the backs, like some of the original sketches and alternate cover designs and things like that. But I bought Rosie actually the first volumes of Amazing Spider-Man and Uncanny X-Men. A couple of, I guess, for her birthday last year. Mm-hmm. And she loves them. We've actually, one of our nighttime reading is she'll have me read the X-Men comics to her, and then she'll read the Spider-Man ones to herself. So, but so I was reading some of the X-Men ones, and the Uncanny X. There's the X-Men, which is the original '60s series, and then it was on hiatus for a while. Actually, it was flat out canceled for a while. Then they brought it back in the mid '70s with Giant Size X-Men #1. And then formed a new team, and then that's what became the modern X-Men that most people are familiar with now. But so anyway, the Marvel Masterworks, they have 2 separate series. They got the X-Men, which is the original '60s series, and the Uncanny X-Men, which is the new, all different X-Men that carried on since then. So I bought her the first volume of the Uncanny X-Men, and then so we were reading it, and so I kind of do the voices of the characters as I'm reading it. And Rosie would just look at me and kind of smile, and she says, "How do you know what they sound like?" It's like, well,
that's adorable.
I just know, sweetie.
This adorable daughter.
Yeah, she's great. But so anyway, but I was looking at the Marvel Masterworks actually recently because I was kind of waffling, like, okay, I could get this Epic collection, which is basically the equivalent of the first 2 Marvel Masterworks volumes of Fantastic Four, with some different extras in it, or I could wait for them to just bring the Marvel Masterworks back into print because they go out of print like almost as fast as they come back into print. So they'll do one run, then they're gone. They're gone for years.
I get like 10,000, like 5,000 units, and that's it, or like 3,000 units, and that's it, and then
So then the problem is, of course, the later volumes are more current, so they're all still in print. So you can get all the later volumes, but you can't get the first few, which is the ones you really want.
So the key is to buy the later volumes and then buy the new, when they do the reprints, buy the...
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I'd like to get the Fantastic Four. I'd like to get all the X-Men ones, definitely. I'd really like to get the Hulk ones as well, because I love the early 60s through 80s Hulk stories.
Herb Trimp is the best. I love that run on
Trimp. Where I first read the Hulk regular comics was when Sal Buscema was doing the art for it, and they actually have, and Bill Mantlo was the writer actually. They've got 3 volumes out now of consecutive comics from that era, from 200 something to 300 something, and then they've got another volume right up to the issue before they left, and then John Byrne came in and did his 6-issue run. And they've got a separate book of John Byrne's 6-issue run, which includes his Marvel Fanfare issue as well, so technically 7 issues. But
I need to get that one.
Yeah. So they got, so I want to get that, and I want to get the 3 Bill Mantlo volumes, because that's sort of from the era that I remember growing up. Plus, there's some really cool stories in there, actually. There's the one that I came in on was one called Crossroads, which was basically the Hulk finds himself in this other freaking dimension, and there's other Marvel characters in there too. And it went on for several issues where he was just trapped in this parallel universe of weirdness, and it's actually really cool. But yeah, I love all that old school stuff. Bring on the old school comics, man. That said, right now I'm in the middle of reading Dan Abnett's run on Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm really enjoying that. And actually, one thing I did order is Star-Lord. There's a book of Star-Lord, which is all of the original appearances of the original Star-Lord from back in the 70s, all collected together in one big volume.
Which, of course, has no bearing on the current character.
Not really, no.
It's a whole different thing, but
it's more like space opera. But
it's like no, early Silver Surfer type stuff,
Kinda, yeah. It's very, full of pomp and circumstance. But I was flipping through that particular book in chapters, and I really like the artwork style and stuff, and I love 70s space opera type stuff anyway. So I was like, fuck yeah, let's check this out.
Does that have I think is that by Starlin?
Which what?
Is any of that done by Starlin? Jim Starlin?
Jim Starlin? I'm not sure. Possibly.
He's like my favorite space opera superhero writer.
He does a lot of Thanos stuff. Yep. He's done a bunch of Thanos ones, yeah.
He created Thanos.
There you go.
Along with some other creators, but yeah, he was one of the creators.
There's a second omnibus of Dreadstar coming out.
Oh, finally?
Yeah, it's going to have issues 13 through 26, which goes right out to the end of the Epic Comics line.
I think I have all that in one volume. In that signed edition I have.
I don't know. Well, there was the previous one included issues 1 through 12, and then the volume before that includes all of the Metamorphosis Odyssey, which
I have the big hardcover one that's a Diamond exclusive signed. I have no idea what's contained. I have no idea. I'll have to check it out.
But that's Soundman opened a poll. When was America discovered? Gee, what's the top answer going to be? I wondered. The 90s. Yeah. Of course. Oh, and I forgot to read the. How much did you love Fan 4 Stick? It was amazing. I can't wait for the sequel. I like the part where the guy did the thing that one time.
I voted for that.
Or fuck that movie. The poll for what game should Sean play this week got no votes for Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, or 3, 4 votes for Fallout New Vegas, and 4 votes for Killzone. So.
And it chose randomly Killzone as the tiebreaker, if you'll notice. It's bold.
Oh, really? Oh.
It should be. Yeah.
I did not notice that.
On my screen, it's bold. I didn't vote for that.
Thrash fingers. I remember when all the decades before the 90s came out in the 90s.
I think I'm an administrator, so I can see like if I need to. I think I'm the one who delegates tiebreakers in this case.
Yeah, I don't see. The only one I see bold is the one I voted on. Would you watch Marble Cornets with us for Halloween? 4 said yes. 1 said no. Well, fuck that guy.
We already went through that. I
Okay.
already cursed that man.
All right. Or woman. Or transgender.
Or other kin.
Or other. Man, woman, or other.
Yeah. I'm cool. Tell me what you want to call. It's not up to me.
Yeah, so ordered that. What else? Can't remember, a bunch of stuff. Mostly Doctor Who. Oh, I ordered House of Wax on Blu-ray, finally. The original. One? The 3D one, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so...
Is that the 3D also?
Yes.
Alright,
yes,
I'll probably pick that version up.
Amazon.ca had it for like $15. On Amazon.com, it was $30 US.
No.
And I'm like, what the fuck? One of the few times I got a better price on .ca.
Do you still have a link to that monitor you bought?
No.
Okay.
I think it's in your private channel. You shouldn't have to scroll back that far.
No.
I'll have to look.
The Toshiba. My twin Toshibas.
I'm gonna be buying one for my birthday next month.
Nice. I am absolutely loving it as a monitor. It's so good.
So the contrast on this one blue, so I literally had to turn the contrast all the way up to even see anything.
Whoa! Wow! Really?
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, this one. Well,
motivator, you know.
Well, I think as you've noticed, this one is super bright.
Yeah. Well, this one's really bright.
No problem
this is
seeing
an LCD. Things. This one's my LED. So.
Okay. Yeah, these are. It's an LED TV.
The LCD's broke. It's also like 9 years old. So.
Yeah.
It's had a good life.
That's a good run.
Oh, it also comes with mystery of the Wax Museum, apparently.
The Blu-ray? Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that one too. It's quite a bit different than House of Wax.
Damn, we got. Is that 8? There were 8 votes for the 90s. Jesus. Most we've ever had anyone vote. Damn.
For anything.
I love the 90s, man.
Hey, Tim Big
The 90s. For anyone wondering what the other options were, when was America discovered? 1492, 1667, 1842, 1776, or the 90s?
Yeah, Baloo said, because if you remember, Abe Vigoda is technically older than time by like a year or two.
That's right.
Got a point. Pluto, technically the 90s, and time itself. Oh, and, you know, Abe Vigoda. Because Abe Vigoda is, of course, not from the 90s. He's the only thing not from the 90s in our culture. He came literally 1 or 2 years before the 90s. And he's always been old.
He has, actually. I've been watching Barney Miller from 1975, and he was old in that.
It's like Picard in '89 in Star Trek, and
it's like the cranky old cop who was about to retire.
I was noting on another live stream earlier tonight that Patrick Stewart actually hasn't aged in the last 30 years. He's just been the same 60-year-old man for the last 30 years. So.
Yes, it's thanks to all the Earl Grey tea, apparently.
Yep.
Leslie
Nielsen's the same way.
Yeah.
And
except Leslie Nielsen's dead.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he's still the old man. He's just dead.
The dead old man.
Yep. He's very pale now. Bone white, you could say.
I watched another one of those Star Trek Next Generation Blu-rays this week. Speaking of which, specifically, I don't have it here. Anyway, it was Redemption. It was a 2-part story featuring Worf and the Klingon Empire going into a civil war. And
yeah, that's the one I'm sending you a slipcover for.
Oh, right, yeah, awesome, sweet.
We discussed this last week or a week before.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I don't think I had started watching it then. Well, I've since watched it. It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Now that I've finished Doctor Who, the next big series sets I want to get would be Star Trek. That's the big one, especially the 50th
I want to get Battlestar
anniversary
Galactica
next year.
first, though, because that's going to go out of print sooner.
Yeah, I probably should. Yeah. Maybe
Also, you can get it in one fell swoop, so you can get it out of the way.
That is true. That is true. I want to get the definitive collection. Don't want to miss those 4x3 versions.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm good not owning. I own just a few shows. I'm good with that. I just want Louis season 3 and 4 and 5 on Blu-ray. It's seriously one of my favorite shows of all time.
They only put them on DVD?
No, they're not on home video at all, except for 1 and 2.
Oh.
I think 3 has a DVD, but I'm not gonna buy it because I want a fucking Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Even if it's print on demand, I don't care. I want it.
Gotcha. Well, I got the Thundercats Blu-ray set, and that's print on demand.
Yeah.
Haven't watched it. I'm probably not going to wait to watch all 130 episodes of the original Thundercats before I watch the remake series.
He asked something 2 weeks ago that never got answered because we didn't do anything last week. So.
Oh. Do we know what that was?
I think one of them was about Deadpool. Which we
Deadpool.
About.
Hopefully we answered it then.
We talked about it, kinda. Deadpool looks awesome. Can't wait. Yay!
Hopefully. At the same time, I kind of want it to fail so that Fox goes under. They're in really dire straits, so I kind of want to do poorly, and then someone else will buy it and they'll get a Blu-ray release. It's fine with me. I'm cool with that.
No, I don't mind if they do a good Deadpool movie. I mean, I think the reason Deadpool is looking so good is because they're actually kind of stepping back and allowing the creators to actually do it properly.
Deadpool and one other movie is all they're releasing the rest of the year, and they have nothing slated for next year of any serious. Like, there's nothing in the can.
Really?
Yeah, they're in dire straits.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's why I'm just like, maybe we shouldn't support this. Maybe we should just see this after it comes out and support it that way. But,
I know, I'm really torn because I don't want Fox to succeed because they're assholes. And I know anyone else would have done a good Deadpool also. I mean,
yeah.
and I can't. I want the Marvel rights to go back.
With the obvious misstep at the Fantastic Four, Fox's Marvel movie, like comic book movies, have been improving considerably of late. I mean, Days of Future Past was fucking amazing, and Deadpool looks like it's going to be fucking amazing too. So, I don't know. I mean, I think Fantastic Four had a lot of other problems going on, and
from what I understand, it's mostly studio interference.
Yeah,
really.
But apparently, they're really banking on that one too to do any kind of money.
Yeah, but I think it reached the point of no return where they basically just had to release it, even in its severely broken form.
Because it's the only way to recoup any money. And who knows? It could have been a runaway smash anyway. You never know. It could have been like this so bad, so good movie that everyone wanted to see.
But it makes me so upset. I mean, because we know the comics and we've seen the cartoons.
It's a dark remake of a family-friendly comic, for fuck's sake.
Yes. What I was going to say is, like, just we know how great these characters are and how much fun the stories are. Why can't they just do that in a movie? Like, why does it keep getting fucked up so bad?
Is it written by John Byrne? Then I don't care. For fuck's sakes.
That's a collection I really want. Like, I would love to get the whole run of John Byrne's
7 fucking volumes, and they're not even done releasing them.
No, they're done. There's actually like 11 volumes, and there's a volume 0 as well. Which
there's also a second run in the 90s that he did that I remember that everyone hated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that with the Ultimate line, or?
No. Ultimates came in the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
This was back when Marvel was kind of hurting in the 90s because they had restructured.
Oh, yeah.
They went out of business in 93, or they went bankrupt in 93, and Toy Biz, which was a subsidiary of theirs, but made a lot of money, bought them out. And so technically Marvel owns Toy Biz, and Toy Biz owns Marvel on paper. That's technically how it works.
Weird.
Yeah. And then they folded up Toy Biz because they got money back, because they liquidated Toy Biz's assets. And
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Jack says the Star Trek 50th anniversary of the first season is next year. Yes, that's what I was saying. I think it's a good time to focus on the Star Trek collection. So definitely expect a lot of Star Trek stuff in the coming year. And he says, so here's hoping for new remastered deluxe editions of the movies. Oh, please, God, yes. That is one thing we can definitely agree on, Jack. These Star Trek movie Blu-rays are a fucking abomination. Like, I cannot believe how many times they've repackaged those complete shit transfers.
Wrath of Khan still looks so good. It's so tempting. But like,
Wrath of Khan, yeah, Wrath of Khan is one of those ones that's like, it's an okay transfer. It's the only one they actually did a remaster of. But,
I bet that Steelbook has a non-remastered disc too.
Well, no, the only Blu-ray that exists is the remaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because apparently the print was in rough shape, so they did it then out of necessity. So I guess they're just going to wait for all the other prints to be deteriorating beyond repair and then do the remasters.
Well, it is Paramount.
But see, obviously they have a shit ton of different divisions working on their stuff because the Star Trek TV shows, like the original series and Next Generation, look fucking amazing.
Yep.
Like they look like movies. Like they look better than movies.
There's a TV branch and a movie branch, and each one has their own home video divisions. So.
Yeah. Well, and also all the TV series ones have the direct involvement of Star Trek superfans and experts, Michael and Denise Okuda. Yeah. So they supervise everything, make sure that it looks.
People who work on the series, etc.
Oh yeah. They got like this crazy amounts of crews and fan love going into those sets.
That set is a true labor of love. I mean, it's crazy.
The TV show sets, yeah, absolutely. Well, the first two series in particular, Enterprise was kind of a rush job because they more or less had the elements ready already. Yeah. It doesn't look as good as the others apparently because they didn't quite have as good a source elements. Like it's like almost high def, the original source elements, but not quite. It was still kind of when they were just making that transition to high def. So as the series progresses, it looks better and better because they were getting into higher quality mastering with the source material. But whatever. Hey, Barry Burton says, "Hey, Sean, I bought the 90s Fantastic Four complete series for 50 pence, brand new. That is awesome."
That's one of the few TV shows I own.
The 90s series is great.
Still the definitive Fantastic Four in visual motion.
Yeah, the first season is kind of hit and miss. It feels very much like the 60s comics. It's got that kind of lightheartedness. Yeah. But then the second season is just brilliant. It's fantastic. Pardon the pun. But it's really, really well done. And
it's one of my favorite seasons of any show. I mean, it's just so well done.
Like, if you want to see the Fantastic Four done properly, watch the 90s series. And that is how we want to see it in live action.
Fantastic Four! That song should tell you everything you need. See how happy and beat it is?
Fantastic Four! Yeah. Pretty good, and I really liked the 2006 series as well, which borrowed more from the Ultimate Fantastic Four than the original, but still, I mean, still very true to the characters. Some great stories, some terrific camaraderie between them. A lot of good Thing and Johnny Storm moments.
So, do we have the Fantastic Four crossover? I mean, the whole crossover of the Fantastic Four episode in the Fantastic Four set? I don't remember.
I believe so. Yeah, all 26 episodes are there.
But we don't have the Hulk half of it, right?
Yeah. Are you sure that happened? Because the Hulk series was 1996.
Yeah, it says Incredible Hulk crossover right here on whatchamacallit, on the Wikipedia page right here. It's talking about this 1996. They did a crossover.
Oh. I don't know. I don't remember there being a crossover episode there.
Episode Fantastic Fortitude. So it seems to be placed shows some Fantastic Four cartoon. Decades, blah 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 blah.
Are you sure it's not just the Hulk appearing in a Fantastic Four episode?
Okay. No, it's God God, where is it here? That's hard to. It's here, and while they appear in the Fantastic Fortitude. Okay, so Fantastic Fortitude is, I guess, the episode of Hulk that has the Fantastic Four in it.
Oh, so it was a Hulk episode. I guess.
Yeah. Okay, it's a really weirdly worded.
Oh, okay, that's why I don't
thing.
remember, because I haven't watched the Hulk series yet.
The series is so good too.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. Well, I've got that set that wonderful Region 2 set that has the complete 60s, 80s, and 90s shows in it.
Yeah, I really need to get that set.
I need to just Hulk it up. Actually, they're all out of print now. All those Region 2 Marvel sets.
Yeah.
However, the box set that I have is stupidly expensive right now. However, all of those shows were released individually as well. You can still get the Region 2 versions of the individual shows quite cheap. Like it would be maybe $50 for all three, versus like $200 for the box set version. But otherwise, exactly the same discs in both sets, and if anything, getting them individually, you get more package art. So, and it's cheaper. So there you go. So get them.
I just want the 90s series.
The 90s series. Well, see, in that case, you can get it on its own.
I'm going to.
Also, I love the 80s series. 80s series is great.
I don't remember. I'd have to watch a few episodes before I decide to buy it. I remember clearly the 90s series, but
it's narrated by Stan Lee.
okay.
Stan Lee, man, Jesus, some Marvelite you are.
Stan
Lee,
who would not take part in Fantastic Four because he knew it was a steaming pile of shit.
That says something right there. Wow. Alrighty, folks. It is 2:45 in the morning. I'm wide awake, but mind you, I've been on nights for the past few weeks, so I'm used to this now. I'll be going to bed probably around 9 in the morning. Actually, no, not that late, but probably like 5 or 6. Alrighty, so glad we dragged our sorry asses in for SNI this week. Hope you all had a good time. Yeah.
Don't forget to click the links in the doobly-doo below.
Yes, click all the doobly-doos.
Or on Geeky TV above you.
Yes.
Add that to your link bar.
Or whatever links
Your support.
else there are too. Yes.
Your support for him.
Oh, and the Patreon in the thing. Yeah, Patreon's good. Patreon, me
Don't
baby.
forget to bug Sean about going on Twitch.
Yes.
All the time, constantly.
All the time.
Even while he's on Twitch.
When are you going on Twitch next? Well, can I finish going on Twitch now? Okay, but when are you going to be on next?
I don't know.
Alrighty. Have yourselves a great week, everybody. I honestly don't know when we're going to be doing Saturday Morning Fridays and Anime Assault again. We were going to do them on my days off, but we haven't been. So, we'll see. Stay tuned. We'll let you know. Alrighty, until then, thanks for watching, thanks for chatting, and sayonara.
Penis.